Hello and welcome everyone to another fantastic Sunday here on the Exploding Dice channel. What is going on, everyone? Welcome. We have a fantastic show for you. A fantastic show not just because it's Sunday and I can hear myself. So let me turn that off. Not just because I can hear myself, but also because we have our whole cast here for the first time in what feels like forever. So we're all getting ready to get drunk and play some D&D and do all that good stuff. But before we dive into it, let's say hello to our cast. How you guys doing? Let us know who you are, how you're doing today, and who you're playing. We're gonna start with Trendane, who totally has a real name.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
And now he's lost his voice. It's a severe affliction, and it will cost us all dearly. He's gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna add the dubbing. Hello, my name is Trendane, and I'm very bad at what I do, but I do it anyway. And I'm also not a very good actor, but I am a great mime. Also bacon.
Yeah.
That I can't translate
What
that
about
part.
bacon? Well, good. Could be good. Maybe something good. Maybe something bad. I guess we'll never know.
How's it going, man?
Really sad.
I don't know yet. We except for you, of
Uh-oh.
course. We no, except for you, we were all none of us could remember where we were when we left off and what we were doing. So he was kind of filling us in before we started. And I was like, what tunnel? What
Yeah.
tunnel are you talking about? And just, oh right, Dad. Yeah, okay.
What do I pay you guys for?
Nothing, apparently.
Apparently.
I mean
Guys, no. Alright, stick to the script. It's like we did it in rehearsals. Remember, it's simple. No,
I didn't get the script.
No, it was your understudy that was here.
Oh, that dick.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we have actually been off for a little while because fucking sports and just taking our airwaves and ruining our time. But we're back now and we're getting ready. So Tren, who are you playing today?
Sports?
Yeah, it happened last week, remember?
No.
Are you?
No, I don't remember. Oh, wait, the paw egg game.
The thing, yeah.
Yes, I wasn't watching that, really. I was just hanging out with a bunch of my incredibly gorgeous friends that I can't have sex with. And beer, I had a beer, but I also had a Coke that was made with actual sugar. So I just like driving home and the diabetes kicks in. But it was fine. Eventually. So to answer your question, I am playing Balin Koth, a former crime boss enforcer for crime boss, not a yes, Spock. What? Okay, never mind.
No, that was for someone else.
Oh, I see. Okay. And you're just plain old everyday fighter who's trying to be a better person.
Awesome. And next to him, we have the indubitable Chris. How's it going, man?
Huh?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
You went the opposite direction.
No,
I didn't.
Chris is next to me. It's just the names haven't been switched on.
Oh, they have. Oh, fucking. I just looked at OBS. I didn't look at the names. I was like, all right, well, fucking. I'm switching the names now. You guys are out of position. How's it going, Chris?
doing. I have internet. It's kind of working.
It's kind of working.
Oh,
Are we having
yeah.
technical
I can pull up
difficulties?
something. Yeah, I think my wife's using all the internets with her game, so it'll get better here in like an hour.
How's it going, man? Who are you playing?
I forgot. What was it? Oh yeah, I'm playing a dwarven rogue, Lycon, and I apparently got some shit started and then wasn't here for a game, and now Adam's gonna get killed by a ghost, and
Yeah.
fun.
Good times. Good times. And next to him, of course... Yeah, next to him, of course, we have Adam, who is hopefully not dead, and is also not Chris. How's it going, Adam? You missed it before. I love the mustache. You were doing daring things with that.
My mustache?
Yes.
It's my boss mustache. I gotta manage a team, so I had to get like a thick man coat. I'm Adam. I'm playing the voluptuous. No, that's the wrong word.
No, it's right.
The brave,
no, that's
witty,
nope.
exciting, sexy druid Xantor.
Okay, yeah, I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I want? I want to see you go for like the Captain Cisco from DS9. Once you get that whole Van Dyke going on, that God damn, that looked good on that man.
This part never grows in. This is the first time it's actually like grown in thick.
I think you should just cut it off at the handlebar. Just leave it mustache. That's the only way to do it. And next to him, without a mustache, we have the indelible Ashley, who is muted but doesn't know it yet. How long will it take her to realize?
You called me a permanent marker and you muted me.
No.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Permanent. Feel permanent.
I feel permanent. I have a permanent cold.
And it's not on your knees.
Blisters. I had hand, foot, and mouth, and then I got a cold. Oh my god, that sounds so bad.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I just realized why that's. I'm like, why does everybody laugh when I say that? Oh my god. I've been calling myself a whore for the last 2 weeks.
Guys, don't be mean to her.
My mom even laughed at that. I'm Ashley. I play Kismet. She's a really awesome mage that can't hit shit.
But she's learning.
No, she can't
Yeah.
hit. She hits walls and her fellow.
And last but not least, we have the inedible Josh.
I'm gonna challenge that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Was crack-a-lacking. I'm back. I took a long hiatus. I'm really happy that they didn't kill me off. I was supposed to be a red shirt in the beginning, so I thought that was going to be the perfect opportunity for them to kill me off, but they didn't, so I'm very happy about that. I'm digging your Iron Maiden shirt. That shirt looks fucking awesome. I'm super happy to be back. I'm playing Zach the Fiend, a paladin who still hasn't really gotten the hang of being on the good side. We haven't decided if he's... I don't know. Did we decide on my god? We did. I mean, I think I did. Yeah, I did, right? I chose a path and everything. See, I needed that shit written down, guys.
As far as I know, you are a paladin of Desna following the path of vengeance.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. So you do remember things. Okay, perfect.
I remember far too much. I can never forget.
That gave me a bunch of really cool new things, but that was like the last session that I played. So I'm gonna try. While we're going, I'll try and pull all that stuff up. Anyways, great to be back. Can't wait to get started. I have no idea what we're doing. I hope you guys will remind me.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit that retweet link. The link is in chat. I wanted to do two things. I haven't had a chance to do it, but please say hello to our first sort of official full-time channel moderator, Firebringer, who has been doing the job. Firebringer Axel has been doing the job sort of in his spare time, but we made him an official mod, so he's been awesome and a huge support for the channel. So show him some love. Hit that retweet link, share the channel with your friends, tell everyone that you're here hanging out with us. This music's really loud, so I'm going to turn it a little bit down. And you know, it's tell them that you're gonna have a grand old time. We have a lot of stuff to go that's happening, and I don't want to go over all of it at the beginning, but I will let you know one of the things you can do is you can hit that link. It's just ! giveaway in the chat, and Dice Thulu will remind you that we are having our monthly giveaway going on right now. You can click that link and enter for a chance to win a brand new Player's Handbook, D&D 5th Edition Player's Handbook. It's right here. It's shiny. Yes, just like that one, only this one's shinier. And it also comes with a brand new set of dice, all the things that you need to get started in D&D 5th Edition and play along with us. And you can enter that, and it's very easy to enter. If you're following the channel and the YouTube and the Twitter already, then you have all those entries already done, so go ahead and claim those. And the other thing we will talk about a little bit at the end is our awesome present that we got from Wormwood Gaming. We're going to talk a little bit about that later.
Is that a turkey call?
That is not a turkey call. Are you talking about the wood thing or what he did?
The wood
No, the
thing.
wood thing.
No, this is a dice box. See, you put your dice in there.
Shiny.
Right.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but seriously, sorry, something is under my foot, and it is a fucking tack. So I think that's all the announcements we have. The only other announcement, real quick, is there's not going to be a fuzzy dice this week because Tuesday is one of them damn lovey-dovey holiday top things, and
What's Tuesday?
it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, I need one.
That
of
shows
those.
how much everyone in this chat gets out. we all no
I was
one
like,
knew.
Monday's President's Day, right?
Because I'm in
Yeah,
a
but nobody gives
I'm
a
in a new
fuck.
town. Oh my goodness! I can't believe I'm gonna be alone. Trendane. Well, we'll talk later.
Yeah, he should be close by, I think.
I
And,
think Trendane went.
what?
It's like 320 miles from here.
You can make that in like
Not
6
something-
hours. So anyway, thank you for the host, Arvin Eleron. Appreciate it,
Oh my
man.
god!
Oh my god, who is that even?
That is the guy that does the other D&D campaign and the author of the book that I'm narrating.
Well, then someone should shout him out in the channel.
Mm.
I can't do that anymore.
There you go. Okay, so I think that's all the other announcements. The other quick one is we'll be talking about the end, but coming Monday is going to be the second episode of Askren's Map Monday. Is the show that you guys voted on, which is a show where I hang out and make maps in Photoshop with you guys. So definitely, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But for now, let's dive right back into the game, not waste too much more time because we have a lot of things to cover. So let's dive into our recap. If this is your first time or you're just joining us, our party, having saved the town of Sandpoint from the goblin invasion threat, from the tribe of goblins in the swamp, and from the hidden threat that was the undead skeletons, the remnants of the crew of the Kaijitsu Blossom and the Kaijitsu Star in the Brine Stump Marsh, the party returned to the town flush with cash and ready to be guests of honor at the auction of the wizard's estate. They attended the auction. It went for the most part undisturbed. However, they learned there was a strange character among those in attendance, someone that seemed very insistent on getting his hands on some object that he expected to be among the wizard's lots, but was apparently not. He stormed out of the auction in a little bit of a fit, and the party chased him down, asking what he was searching for, and without him giving them the information directly, some of you sort of discerned that the object he may have been searching for was perhaps the tome, the very strange tome in a dark language that you recovered from the wizard's cave, the one that you could not read, but your shadow companion Maffei can, apparently. You dealt with him, you offered, you kind of treated with him a little bit, but the rest of the time was just spent sort of relaxing, catching your breath, catching up with Amiko, and possibly getting some blacksmithing work done. But unfortunately, that was hampered by the fact that Das Korvat, the local blacksmith, did not want to perform the work for you, seeing as you had promised to recover the bones of his son and then never actually did it. So he sort of pushed you onto the quest to go return the bones of his son, a victim of the Chopper, a mass murderer in town 5 or 6 years ago. You followed the Chopper's trail, and you you followed his trail to his wolf medallion.
No,
To-
it's not a medallion.
it's a pocket watch.
It's a pocket watch. Yes.
You followed the chopper's trail to his island where his home was. You found that his home had long since been burned down, as the town did. And under his burned down home, you found a dungeon. In this dungeon, you found, first and foremost, a large wood statue of a bird-like man with snake instead of genitals and 2 sets of large wings. In another room that was filled with desiccated eyes that were in pickling jars, you found various scratchings and scrawlings all kind of on paper strewn about the room, learning in the process that this strange depiction, this strange statue, depicted the evil god Pazuzu, one of the deceivers, deceiver devils. And in another chamber, you were venturing down a staircase that led deeper into the dungeon, whereby Xantor, the druid, went ahead of the group and promptly got attacked by a ghostly vision. He saw the form of a tortured man that could only be the chopper attacking him with a knife and carving into his flesh. The rest of you simply saw him screaming in pain and falling to the ground, wounds springing up all over his body. And as he sits there kind of gasping for breath and recovering and bleeding onto the stone floor, that is where we're going to pick things up for today.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, desiccated eyes and pickling jars. So before we dive into it, I want to remind you guys that if you look over there, we have a big sign. It's right next to the gaming window where you can see all of the drinking rules that we have in play. If you have alcohol with you, you can drink along with us. They help make our game a lot more fun and interesting. And also, if you're enjoying the show, you can donate in various ways to affect things or just to support the channel in general. February has been awesome. We are like 160% over our goal for the month, and so if we hit another goal, we're going to do some cool stuff, some cool rewards for you guys. But definitely consider helping support the channel if you are enjoying the content. And that's all I will say, aside from the fact that let me go ahead and fire up Sirenscape, which is providing all the amazing game sounds that you are going to hear throughout this adventure. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Hold on one second. And while I do that, I will ask you guys what you'd like to do as you watch your companion fall to the ground and scream in pain.
Popcorn.
I can't remember what order we are in. Like, I know we're stacked up behind him, but...
Yeah, I don't remember coming into this place. I think I had amnesia, and I'm just now recovering from it.
His horrifying scream has scared us into...
Sorry, you don't remember what order you were in. Let me move you guys over to the thing here. Yeah.
That'll probably help a lot.
You guys are right here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, good, I'm so close.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you doing things? Because there's nothing changing on my screen. I'm going to close.
That's probably because of your internet.
That's because your internet sucks,
Yeah.
my love.
Sucks your love?
Comma, my love.
Oh, I didn't hear the comma. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not as fun.
Okay, well, since I'm right there, I guess I'll go running the other way and flee, screaming. No, that's not true. I will immediately go to young Master Xantor and see if I can offer him any sort of assistance while trying to keep my my guard up. Because I mean, did I see I saw the ghost as well, right? We all did.
No, it was just him. He's the only one that saw it.
But we saw, well, what I saw was basically him reacting as though
Yes.
we were getting.
Yeah, you saw basically everything except the actual thing that attacked him.
Gotcha. Yeah, so definitely go on in there and kind of axe at the ready, and then checking to see if he's okay or if we should just start divvying up his stuff right now.
Am I the only one that hears that pretty music?
Hey Ren, you should check the chat real quick.
I'm hearing music too. It's
Yes,
freaking
that's
me out.
that's coming. That's for you guys. That's coming.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
coming
was
back
like,
through Zoom.
All
I don't think
right.
I'm on that much medication, but
All right.
Yeah, what we should have done is just continued perpetuating. What is it?
Also, quick question: am I supposed to be able to see anything, or is it just
You
supposed
may
to be
hold
blind?
on. You may not have sight. Here you go. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, somebody hit.
Everybody agree?
The robot overlords.
okay.
There.
So can we see like down? I know it's like a spiral staircase, right? So can we see down into that? We just kind of saw him flip out, and like, did he fall to the bottom or?
No, he didn't. He didn't
over.
really fall to the bottom of the stairs. He took a couple. You saw him take a couple steps down the staircase, and he reacted as if something lunged at him, and then just began like slashing and just digging into his flesh with a knife. Now you didn't see that. You saw him reacting to that, and then as the wounds fell on his body, and he took a whole bunch of he took 16 total damage. He did make his dexterity save to not like tumble down the stairs, so he's basically like crumpled on the floor on the staircase, but he hasn't rolled down it.
So something I can do is I can detect, right? I can detect, like, what can I detect? God damn it, I forget. But since we can't see it,
You
Mhm.
can detect how to heal me. That's what you could
I
detect.
was just saying we probably need if he's like.
okay. Well, I mean, that's what you got to let me know, man. All right, let's do this.
I'm dying here. What am I gonna do?
Well,
Can
we're
we
not
turn that down?
hearing
It's
your-
really loud.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Let me see here.
Let me turn down my input in Zoom.
Does he look like he's still getting attacked, or is he just laying there now?
Chris is like, I'm not moving if he's still getting attacked.
Is it better for you guys?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I can cure some wounds. That's cool. I could do that. You guys think I should do that? Should I heal him?
Yeah,
that's
because he's got like a hit point left.
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do
I have more than that. I am a druid, but that shit still hurts.
Yeah.
He took 16 damage, right? So my cure wounds is 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which I figure out how. Let me see. Where is it?
So aside from cuts and stuff on him, he's the damage that he's taking, he seems relatively okay.
Hey, what's
He's not. He doesn't look like he's bleeding out mortally. He looks pretty rattled by the event. Like he's still sort of not. It's gonna take him a solid, maybe like a half a minute before he fully regains his senses.
All right, off we go.
what?
Pick him up and pull him back up
Okay.
the stairs back towards the main group.
Okay. Yeah, you.
And I'm gonna heal him. What's my how do I figure out my spellcasting
Modifier?
modifier? Yeah.
It's literally whatever. So if you go in your character sheet, which is Zachnafine, let me see. Your spellcasting stat for a paladin should be charisma, so your spellcasting modifier is 2.
Oh, okay.
Plus
So it's
2.
charisma.
Yeah.
That's what I was remembering.
Spell already set up.
My charisma is 4 actually.
No, it's 14. Your bonus is 2.
It's 2. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Okay, so I'll just roll 1d8 plus 2 then.
Yep. Yeah, for cure light wounds, yeah.
All right. So would I type again? R.
You should be able to just
Dude,
click it
what
on
I
your
do
sheet.
this you're good.
Yeah, we ask that all the time.
Yeah.
Bring Xantor over to where we are.
No, Xantor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
Something-
slash R
Something
1d
attacked me.
it's slash R 1d8 plus whatever. So
Quit crying, you baby. You're fine.
okay.
Swag.
You're just a
All right. So So as Balin grabs grabs Xantor, like one arm kind of locked behind his and one arm kind of on his chest, and sort of pulls him back heavily up the stairs, as he's sort of like, he's limp and he's dragging his feet as he is still kind of spending a minute sort of swatting the visions away, but eventually his senses kind of cease being clouded and return to him. Zaknafine, you kind of reach down and you place your hand on his shoulder and let the healing energy, glow from your hand and flow into him. As Xantor, you feel some of your wounds begin sort of sealing up and closing, but you're still sort of a little bit rattled by what you saw.
Okay, so I will now step here, more of a guard position.
What do you guys want to do?
What was it?
It was some kind of spirit, some kind of like crazy thing with like a knife, and just it just tore me apart. I couldn't do anything.
Wuss. Hey, where's Maffei?
Did you say wuss?
Maffei didn't venture with you into this dungeon. She was off doing something else.
Okay.
You sent her on another task.
Did the Lycon actually say that?
No, I was just curious because
Okay,
I didn't see her on the map anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's
You
been a
actually
while. That's
say
fine.
was.
Oh, yeah, that.
All right, so none of us saw it, but it actually did damage to him, so it's like there, right? So if I try and detect, I can detect celestials, fiends, undeads, aberrations, all this stuff within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it also tells me where the creature is located if I do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna put my hands on my temples. I'm gonna use all my ki. See if I can detect this sucker.
Okay, give me 1 second. I guess I don't have any. Do I not have any here? I can't. I guess I don't. So as you kind of you put your hands out in front of you, and you close your eyes and you open them, they kind of flare with white as you peer around, just looking for any of that familiar dark trace of energy of something that shouldn't be here. You sort of take a step down this. You're gonna have to take a step down the stairs to sort of peer at what he saw, because otherwise it would be fairly blocked. But as you do,
A new follower.
where are we? As you do, you are going to see there is definitely this dark taint that is, just like a haze, like a black fog that springs up in your vision that is, it's sort of like hanging on this stairway, and it doesn't seem impenetrable, and at this point it actually seems fairly, like it's only a little bit of it, just sort of like a haze around the edges, but there's definitely something there. It doesn't look like a full manifestation or like an undead creature or anything, but it's definitely sort of the lingering essence of something.
Oh, good.
So I say we turn around.
GTFO.
I was gonna say send the mage first.
No, what?
The most heavily armored mage.
Me with my 7 hit points.
He would have just straight up died.
Like,
And thank you, DM Dave, for following. Welcome to the madness, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
do we think it's like a scary, malevolent dead spirit of the chopper, or?
Of your mom.
And I'll point down at Xantor. I'm thinking maybe.
Maybe
I'm
just
so-
really pissed off chef.
What information did Xantor give us about it? Did he describe?
He may have forgotten about it, so I will give him the description that he can. you know, and he will assume that he sort of relayed it to you. What he basically saw is, just 1 second.
One of those Northern troll dolls with the hair.
Actually, just creepy.
What he basically saw was sort of a man, like a man wearing a sort of a bloody hooded cloak that is sort of, you know, has little bits of feather and stuff hanging from it. He appeared to be sort of mumbling and kind of knocking his head against the wall as he descended the staircase. And as he turned, he seemed to show these hollow, bloody eye sockets, viscous blood dripping from his mouth as he drew his knife and lunged for Xantor.
He's really pissed he doesn't have a
That's
map.
creepy as shit.
I know.
This guy.
So does anybody have any particular high-hitting anything towards ghosty people?
You mean the paladin? I could.
The paladin would. Yeah.
Fate and I aren't really like great at like making decisions, so if you guys have suggestions, you just let me know. You want me to dive headfirst into this? I'll fucking
No,
I'm gonna walk down. I'm gonna kick him in the ass and kind of go.
I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of no evil,
Right,
man.
scary.
I'll go in there, man. I'm armored and I got the one with God.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you to go first.
Elf meat.
All
So
right,
you wanna-
let's see. You know what? I'm gonna look at
Send-
my character sheet real quick.
Okay.
Sorry, just need to refresh myself on what I can actually do.
That's fine.
I do want to look this up real quick because I got a bunch of new stuff like right before we stopped.
That's
right
fine.
Before I stopped. So I'm gonna look that up real quick. Sorry.
Let's go with photo style.
I'll extend a hand down to our illustrious druid, who's now much more healed than he was. You're like round 2.
Yeah, I think if we're going in there though, there's got to be a way for us to all see it.
I mean, with my detect, does that like last for a while? Like, can I still see this, or is it just a flash and then it goes
Let me,
away?
hold on. Is it detect?
Because if I can still keep seeing, then I could be like, man, who's that guy?
John Stewart.
No, shit.
John Edward.
No. Well, okay. I was gonna say.
Where's you go?
God, what was I gonna say?
It's,
Who's
it's your
who's the-
it's your divine sense, right? It says until the
Yeah.
end of your turn, so it lasts about 6 seconds.
Oh, so it's gone already.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, it's just a quick. It's like a quick, you know, like a pulse.
I just didn't know
You
if that was like
actually
Neo.
do me a favor and do me a favor. Roll me a religion check.
I can do that.
Yes, yes, you can.
So
That was a-
hang on. Adam saw him when he started to attack him, though, right?
Yeah, and then the thing that attacked him disappeared. So religion check, please.
I did.
I didn't
I got a
get
se-
it. I didn't get anything.
17.
You got a 17 and a 7.
Ah, there we go. Okay, so as you're kind of getting ready, you know, shield up to go down the stairs, you're kind of thinking back, and you know that this probably wasn't a manifestation of an actual undead or a spirit, because or you figure that this probably wasn't a a spirit, a full spirit, because it probably would have stuck around and done more damage, or, you know, been a bit harder to exercise. Your guess is that this, as you look down, there seems to be this rusty knife that is sitting on the step. Your guess is that this area may just be sort of tainted with the presence of whoever lingered here at some point. More of a haunt than a full ghost. A haunt is, if you're not familiar, is sort of like a spirit. It's like a trap, but it's not based on magic or engineering. It's sort of like an area that is tainted by powerful emotion or something like that, and it kind of, you know, it manifests very differently. This one may have been manifested by the choppers insane nature, his murder, his, whatever was tormenting him in his head, something like that.
It's trolls.
So how do we deal with a haunt?
Now, by your description, that makes me think that the trap has now been sprung and it's gone.
Yeah.
By your training, there are ways to destroy haunts, like areas that have been corrupted. It's not always. It's always going to be different, and it's not always obvious. So it could just be that you could just not be able to do it at this point. It's never that simple. It's always but it's entirely possible that it may need time to sort of regather itself.
Well, I mean, what am I dealing with here? 18 armor class, 30 hit points. Man, I'm a fucking tank, man. You know what?
That's why I'm behind you.
I can do this. I have a a shield of faith that I can put on myself, which basically gives me a 20 armor class, so I'm not gonna be too worried.
Okay.
So I'll cast shield of faith on myself, and then I'm just gonna start. Do I have a shield? Yeah, I have a shield, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that it's gonna help, but I'll put my shield up and I'll start walking down the stairs and slowly see if I'm gonna move my dude here.
Okay, that's fine. The stairs will basically continue as you pass by. Are you gonna leave the knife on the stairs?
I was just about to say, if nothing happens to me, like when I start walking, then I'll just pick up the knife.
Okay. It is simply sort of a rusty kind of curved bladed carving knife.
And I'm gonna turn around and yell back to the guys if I come running back up here. It's because our wonderful paladin is now possessed.
With a rusty knife.
So as you kind of pick this up, you see that the stairs seem to kind of spiral downwards deeper, and I'm assuming if nothing stops you, you're gonna keep walking.
Absolutely. I'm not as scared.
All right, cool. Let me move you then.
It took you 3 attempts to finish that sentence.
I got my rusty knife in my hand.
Torch.
So I'm trying to make this as real as possible.
Okay. So you eventually the stairs will wind one turn and then another and then another. You're not quite sure exactly how deep you have descended, but eventually you see the stairs will kind of come to a landing with another hallway, and you can actually see that they continue to spiral even deeper, though you can also hear kind of the echoing sound of splashing coming up from below you.
Splashing, huh?
Ghost pee.
Okay, who's our best? Well, okay.
I tried that.
I mean, I'm too far to stop now, so I'm gonna go all the way into this room here. Just take a look around. Is this behind me right here? Is this like rubble?
Yeah, that's a caved in section of the tunnel.
Okay, cool. Well, screw it. Let's fucking only ways forward, right? Let's do it. All right. Well, I guess we'll yell up to our homies that they can come down here. Everything seems good to go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Following. Oh, it's all black. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So you guys are all gonna venture with them?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are right here.
Well, I don't want to be left alone here.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
There you go.
You guys
So.
can hang out with the surfer up there. The slasher.
Just put that there. All right. So, as you descend Lycon, you see the air sort of wafts with the heady scent of mildew and rot as you approach. The light from behind you you see it just emanates through a crack in the large double stone doors that block off the chamber beyond.
I'll tap on Zach, and I'll just kind of.
Oh, those are double doors, right? Right up here.
Yes, they seem to be just slightly ajar.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
That's why
Amanda's fine.
Double door. Double
So,
door.
if I move this way and I move this way, I can see.
You can get nearby and sort of peer in for a little bit of a view.
Last time that I walked up to a door, I got screeched at. So I'm gonna kind of keep my distance.
That was like a year ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, yeah, that was the last time I walked up to a door like that. That's what I'm saying. All right. Well, I guess I hope I don't get screeched at.
Doors have been scary this game.
Yeah, they've not been our friends.
As you guys are approaching the door, you hear sort of a faint sort of a faint echoing sound of crying.
Oh, good. It's good. It's a witch. We're all gonna die.
Jason's the witch.
What are those? What are those things in Left 4 Dead? It's one of those things.
That's the witch, right? That, like, if you got too close to them, they lost their mind.
Up and kind of look at the door and just kind of pat it down, check it, make sure there's nothing weird gonna spring out at us.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Rogue.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'm gonna perceive in the back of the room.
Perceive Xander's getting stabbed in the back of the neck.
Hey guys, Antor's dead. He's just on the pile of rocks.
You
Where'd his head go?
Lycon, you sort of press your hand up against the door. You run kind of the blade of your dagger up around the frame, the little space between the door and the frame. Between the two, you don't feel any hooks or catches. You don't think anyone has sort of set anything on this door. It seems to just be a large kind of slab of stone on some rusty metal hinges.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my short sword, and then I'm gonna slowly open the door I'm in front of and take a gander.
Okay. You said you want to open it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me pull this way.
How high are the ceilings in here, by the way?
I will tell you in 1 second. The ceilings in these chambers seem to kind of dome above you. You kind of
I looked up.
yeah. You I don't know if it's probably, I don't know, probably about 20 feet above your head.
Okay,
good.
good.
Not above your head, from the floor, I mean.
Okay.
At their highest point, maybe about 10 to 15 feet where it meets the walls. So as you sort of... What's up?
Jump over Jack's head. All right.
Oh, yeah. So as you push the door open, sort of the air wafts to you with this very heavy scent of mildew and sort of like rot that just hits your nostrils. The air is stale and cold, as if this door hasn't been opened in a very long time. As you peer in, you can see tiny little kind of dusty but still shining in the torchlight, pieces of bone that have been carved in various shapes lie scattered around the room, and you can see that a large space at the back end of the room is dominated by a single moldy blanket that indicates that this room was possibly once inhabited. You can see sheafs of leathery paper that lie scattered amidst the rubble and the pieces of bone. And you can also see there appears to be a small sort of dip in the center of the floor.
Did the blacksmith guy tell us his son's name?
Yes. He said his name was Simon.
Simon. I'm gonna once I get a good view of the room, I'm gonna call out Simon.
Is that, you're just gonna say his name?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Simon.
And does Simon say anything?
Like
Simon's dead.
throw rings.
You kind of peer around the door. You just call out briefly. There's silence. punctuated
Wasn't
by.
this sealed? Wasn't this like whole area sealed with like a cover that we went down?
Yes.
Okay, so Simon might be dead, Zane.
Oh, Simon's dead.
You
Yeah,
hear. You
Simon
hear.
wouldn't be
You hear
answering.
silence punctuated by a very soft sound of sobbing.
Oh God. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's not him. So the
I've chilled.
I'll give you something to fucking cry about if you don't cut that out.
Everybody hears the crying, right?
Yeah, vaguely. It's echoing around the hallway in the chamber.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step in and I'm gonna just say, Simon, and then I'm gonna say your father sent us here to find you.
And you're dead, so it's okay now.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just gonna kind of chill here.
It's time
go
to
ahead and open this
die.
other door.
Okay.
Well, that was creepy.
Does it sound like young crying or agent? I mean, does it sound like her or?
That's the only crying track I have.
I know.
It sounds very soft, very weak. It's not like full-fledged sobbing. It's just, the echoing makes it seem louder than it probably is.
Can I detect, like, kind of where it sounds like it's coming from, or does it literally sound like it's coming from everywhere?
Roll me a perception check. Could be in front of you. It could be behind you.
Could be the pile of skeletons.
Kinda-
next to the bed.
I'm gonna move toward the dip in the floor.
Okay.
Check it out.
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
Give me 1 second.
Why are there letters on the floor? Has anybody else noticed that yet?
That's to
we
help
went
us
we went over this.
identify.
That was that's for the map. It's not. It's not really there.
They're not actually there.
Okay.
He wasn't here last time, right? For the penis guzzling.
No, I wasn't.
Was I here for that?
You were the one who did it.
I would remember.
Nice.
It was like a snake wiener, and it was as
Alright.
big as your arm.
So as you
That guy.
as you approach the this sort of dip in the center of the chamber, it's just sort of like a stone basin that's set into the floor. It's caked with dirt and kind of stained a deep red.
That's fun. All right, I'm gonna move over toward the blanket area and look at the papers that are scattered on the floor.
All right.
I hope Adam's not dead back there since nobody can see him anymore. Or I guess
I'm in the hallway with him. Adam and I are super good.
So can we tell from the number of bones approximately how many people's worth of skeletons there might be here?
It doesn't look like they all, as you kind of scan quickly, they don't seem to form a complete skeleton. It's more like pieces, like individual pieces that were ripe for carving on, as far as you can tell. The bones are carven in a very similar way to the wood and stuff you saw outside, the trees and the wooden posts and things like that. Thank you for the host, Susanna Grace. You wanted to look over the papers as I'm assuming you're kind of taking them gently. Are you trying to avoid anything?
Well, I'm just looking at them, moving them around.
As you reach down and pick one up, you see this paper is kind of covered in inane scribbles, drawings of birds and various words. They look much like the sort of mad ravings that filled the first chamber that you entered.
And they're all pretty much the same.
Roll me a perception check. Yes, Arvin is telling me, Trent, that you are a little bit quiet. Yeah, for the most for the most part, they seem to be fairly uniform. You're kind of getting very close to it. Like, you're standing right next to this blanket, though. Some of the papers are lying kind of under it. You also, as you approach the blanket, you notice that it's not lying flat on the floor. There's a very small kind of bump in the center.
Okay, I'm gonna look back at Balin, and I'm gonna be like, I'm about to lift this. I'm gonna grab the blanket. I'm gonna flip it up. Assuming there wasn't anything on top, I'm not just gonna throw shit.
Not that you can see.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick up the blanket and move it to the side.
As you go to pick up the blanket, sorry, this is what I need. As you go to pick up the blanket, you this is happening simultaneously. You pull the blanket off of the ground as you lift it up, and you see that in the center of it appears to be sort of curled up in like a fetal position under the blanket is the sort of desiccated, dry, almost nearly skeletal body of what was once a very small child.
Oh,
and as you were doing that, Balin, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
You're a wisdom saving throw. Oh, not okay.
I get it.
Oh, this will go well. I've got a -1 on wisdom saving throws. Normal roll. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. So close.
You get a -1?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Nice person.
Which is really weird because you're usually like the most calm, level-headed, and concise one of the entire group.
It's a little bit more intelligent.
All right.
He's just really high all the time.
So as this is, you're watching this kind of like your breath is held as you're kind of bracing yourself for something you almost expect to see, but as you kind of as he pulls the blanket up, all of a sudden you feel as something cold just touch your lower back, and as it does, it feels like all of the air has just been sucked out of your lungs, and as you like you just are almost instantly doubled over as you wheeze and gasp for breath. You are for the moment considered fatigued, as your breath has been siphoned from you, and as kind of you drop down, almost doubled over, you see standing behind you and sort of touching your back is what appears to be a small skeletal figure. It's hold on. Yeah, it's like a small skeletal figure the size of a child. However, its head appears to be kind of a kind of lopsided skull of some sort of animal. It is draped in kind of wispy, almost transparent fabric, and it's just like gazing up at you with these empty eye sockets. And with that, we're gonna roll some initiative.
Yeah. Touch yourself. Touch yourself.
I'm not scared.
All right.
Shit.
Nice.
You spent a nat 20 on the initiative.
Woo!
Lovely.
You know, it's
That's
just
the best person.
I'm just the best. That's just
Who has not put their initiative in?
I have not because I forgot how to do that.
Okay.
All right. And let me
Sorry.
move this right here. It should be smaller. Add turn. And this is. Where's this?
Oh, it's because I didn't select my token. That's why.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Damn. Fucking.
Are you gonna manually put me in, or are you gonna?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'll do that. I was rolling something else and then I was coughing. All right. So the thing gets a 22. You get a nat 20, but I'm gonna say that you can go first because you got a nat 20.
And since we got a nat 20, no wait, it only applies to combat, right?
Yeah, it's only for I'll drink just because. All right. So as we sort the initiative order, that means first up is Zachnafine. You are, as this is happening, as I'm taking my drink, you are sort of like your attention is torn. On the one hand, you see the what is being revealed under this blanket, the sort of the corpse of this child. However, on the other hand, your attention is also being pulled as you hear Balin almost collapse to the floor as the wind and breath has been sucked out of his lungs, and he is kind of reacting fairly violently to that. So, what do you want to do?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that child, but I do see some evil. I do see some evil that needs to be killed, right? I do see that. Like, I see this thing that's here.
Hold on, they say the song is a bit loud. Let me turn it down. That's fine. There we go. Sorry about that, guys.
So I do see this, right? This token that's here.
Yes. Yeah. It is
So
visible.
it's something that I can go like purge from this world.
Possibly.
Okay. No.
Purge from this world. I like that.
If I see it, I'm gonna friggin', no evil will stand when I'm around. So let's do this. I'm gonna go over there, and I'm going to. God damn it! I had all this shit written down, so I didn't have to search this stupid stuff. All right, let me see this real
Okay,
quick.
we'll help. What do you want to do?
Well, I just have to search. Okay, so I have a divine smite, which gives me plus 1d, plus 2d8, right? You can.
Yes, Divine Smite, you can add it to an attack, and then if... I believe, does the creature... No, the creature doesn't have to be evil. I believe it's just straight up, you get it.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
It's
yeah,
not-
go ahead. First of all, go ahead and roll your attack, because you have to make sure you hit first.
Yeah. Okay, so Battle Axe of Justice.
Uh-huh. A 12 to a hit is unfortunately not gonna hit this small little creature. As you kind of rush over, and was it like as you're bringing it down, this thing just cocks its head to you, and even though it sort of appears skeletal and undead, you're kind of thrown off for the fact that it still looks very childlike, and it appears to be kind of clutching something tattered in its arm, and you just hesitate as you bring your axe down, and it kind of goes wide as the creature is just looking up at you. Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna spit in its face and tell it to not look at me. No, yeah. I'm done. I'm done with my turn for now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking looking at me sideways.
As you kind of rush over to this thing, and as your attack goes wide, your ears are kind of slowly rising in your ears, and this is also happening to Balin. Is like you hear these kind of almost like whispered sobs in your ear, like many voices that are crying, not loud and not blaring. It's almost like moving around you, very, very hushed. But the voices are definitely there.
In the interest of the fact that Zach does not remember his stuff very well.
Yes.
Your third level Oath of Vengeance spells Bane and Hunter's Mark. So Hunter's Mark would definitely give you extra damage on anything you're fighting.
Okay. Do you wanna kind of put your Hunter's Mark on this thing? Josh? He doesn't even have headphones in, does he?
Wait, what's happening?
He wasn't even listening.
What? I thought my turn was over, so I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
"Aw,
This is helping you remember what this is. Because you're you're a Vengeance Paladin, you have new third level spells that you can use, and they are Bane and Hunter's Mark. And Hunter's Mark will basically tag a given piece of prey and let you get extra damage on them when you hit them. So he's asking.
It doesn't help with actually hitting it, just with the damage.
I think so.
Yeah, it's just damage. It's just an extra d6 damage.
Okay, and I can do that. Like, how often can I do that?
As long as you have spell slots, I think.
It's a spell slot, and it continues to transfer until the combat's over.
So his question was, do you want to do it? And I'm telling you, yes, you do.
All
The
right,
answer-
screw it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll take that guy's advice.
All right.
Let's do it.
In your mind, you kind of focus on this thing, kind of like a little burning, sort of radiant light, sort of lights it up from behind, so you can tell that this is the one that you've sworn your vengeance on for this particular moment. Thank you for the host, Friendly Fire TV. By the way, you guys are awesome. All right, next up is going to be this creature, and I accidentally skipped it, but don't worry about it. It's going to make its turn anyway. It is going to reach out and make a touch attack against you, Zaknafine.
Against me?
Yeah.
Do I still have my +2 from what I casted earlier? This is
Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith? How long does that last?
I will look.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter because it rolled an 8.
Yeah, true anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a freaking tank, man. Okay, wait. For the duration,
Yeah.
and the duration says it's up to 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm still good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna dive in front of every attack if that's okay. Can that just be like an auto thing that I do?
No, but it does kind of reach out, and it's just the creature just kind of gently begins reaching for you, just leaning forward to touch, and as you do, you just kind of like, smack its hand away, but because you definitely do not want it. You definitely do not want it getting that little bony hand on you. Then it is from there. It will just kind of, as it is taken by like a cloud of mist, it will almost evaporate here and reform over here.
Whoa, he's got tricks.
All right, and that is going to be its turn. Kismet, what do you want to do?
Like, I can see this going on from where I am.
Yes, the doors are both wide open. You can see these guys fighting.
So, I say to the group, does anyone want to try talking to it and letting it know that it's okay and it's safe and it doesn't have to kill us?
Absolutely not. This must die.
And we're gonna take his bones home and let his dad bury him because his dad's been really worried about him.
His father must die too.
Like, I don't know, Xantor or Lycon, the normal people that technically want to talk.
So what do you want to do?
They totally ignore me.
Well, you don't have time to have a full-on conversation on your turn.
Hey.
You got 6 seconds. What do you want to do?
The drums are kind of loud for me still.
Yeah, my blood pressure's like whoosh.
All right, let me
I
turn
love
them
the
down.
drums. I love these drums.
There we go. Turn down a little bit. All right.
Let's. Shit. Okay. Can I walk into the room and hold my turn until he attacks somebody else?
No, because that would bring you all the way. He goes before you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that would basically be you walking into the room and doing nothing.
I mean, let's be honest.
Probably the best thing for all.
What do you want to do?
Okay. Can I just walk into the room?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring myself because I feel like I don't want to attack him because he might.
That's fine.
like-
That's up to you. So you kind of stride into the room. Do you want to move there? Do you want to move somewhere else? You want to stay in the doorway?
I'll just stand there.
Okay. You can see these guys kind of jostling around, trying to keep track of this thing as it whips around the room in a cloud of smoke. But you are unfortunately conflicted because of its size and its nature. So while she's doing that, Xantor, what would you like to do?
Let's
Unmute
see.
yourself first. I got you.
Thank you. I I'm actually for the first time not sure.
But take a
When-
bite out of it.
When Zachnafine healed me, how much did he heal me for?
10.
10.
Oh,
So
Okay, cool.
you should still be down 6. Let's get it going. We haven't had any drink rolls yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix something and it's messing up. There we go. I'm going to pull out my quarter. I'm gonna pull out my what the hell am I using?
Your quarterstaff that you turned into a shillelagh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I pulled out my gun.
and I'm gonna use Shillelagh
Okay.
and attack it.
All right. So you're gonna have to charge into the room to do that. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of, as you're rushing in, you cast your shillelagh spell. Your quarterstaff is kind of like reinforced with these green vines to make it stronger. And as you swing, you just kind of swing through the gaseous cloud as this thing is forming, and your staff just clatters with the stone beneath it. As a 9 is not going to hit. All right. Anything? Excuse me. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Cool. Lycon, what would you like to do?
Did Simon's father give us any information on how to identify said child?
No.
Before we left. Okay.
Not a pile of bones.
With a creepy
Oh.
animalish head thing.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if the thing he's holding was possibly Simon's.
You can roll me a perception check. It's hard to tell. Whatever it's holding is kind of very, very wispy and sort of transparent. You think it's probably part of its incorporeal form. It may be almost like an after image.
Okay. Is the corpse under the blanket holding anything similar?
You're a little bit distracted at the moment, so you can spend your turn. I'll allow you to either spend your turn searching the corpse, but that would take an action to do that.
Can I move and do both?
Yes, you can move and search the corpse if you like.
Yeah, I'd like to move over here. Or is that too far?
No, you can move wherever you like.
Okay.
So as you kind of duck around and you kind of lean down, keeping your eye on this thing at the far end, you sort of push this sort of desiccated child's corpse over. As you roll it, you see that the corpse is sort of in a fetal position. It kind of rolls over onto its side, and you can see sort of still clutched in one of its hands is what appears to be a small sort of moldy and very kind of dry rotted and not in very great shape stuffed toy of what appears to be a dog made out of red fabric.
Yay. Okay. So that's my turn, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't
Balin,
paladins have the ability to purify spirits?
probably not at this level. I mean, you're welcome to look it up. Balin, what do you want to do?
So I'm still sort of catching my breath, I imagine.
Right. That so you are fatigued.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yes. Come on. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I mean the condition is just gonna last for a little while. Like you can kind of it's difficult to catch your breath. You can still act, but you're gonna continue to be fatigued.
Then I will move up to about and when Lycon finds this stuffed dog, I presume that I can see it. And picks it up.
Okay.
No.
I mean, if once he's uncovered it, you can reach
Okay.
over and take it.
Do we remember the name of the blacksmith's two dogs?
Oh shit.
Because I don't.
Hairy and furry?
Probably not. All right, so I will
Roll a remembering check.
roll a one.
Roll a remembering check.
Yeah. I would have disadvantage on that. Awesome.
Whatever you want to do,
All
make
the
it quick.
drinking.
I want to see if I can remember, because I think he told us what their names were when we borrowed them.
Quick, go back 3 months and watch the stream.
Real quick, let me just jump back. Basically, I'm gonna cut to Lycon for the let me have the dog.
Okay. Yeah,
And then-
you can just reach down and take it. It's not a big deal.
Don't be rude. And
Okay.
So hold it out to the child and say, "Is this yours?"
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
With disadvantage. Right?
Whatever your check is at.
It would be a disadvantage because I'm exhausted. One level of exhaustion. So with disadvantage, it becomes a 3.
Okay. You hold this this sort of stuffed toy out towards this thing, and it's just going to it's gonna not fully, but it's going to very, very briefly take like one kind of staggered step towards you, and then another. Zach Nafine, it's your turn. What do you want to do while this thing is kind of inching forward?
I'm gonna go smack the shit out of it. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go run. So he's across the room from me now, right? From where I was before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna,
can see where he is.
I'm gonna sprint and charge at this thing,
Okay.
and again, I'm gonna swing my axe.
Go for it, man.
Justice. My battle axe of justice. Here we go.
A
Please hit.
7, unfortunately, is not going to hit, as this thing you just swing it right through, and there's a wisp of smoke as your axe passes through it and just clangs into the stone wall behind it.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
And
Oh,
as
yeah.
that happens, it is going to continue its step past you, and it is just going to reach out. And it is going to make another. It's going to make another touch attack at him as he
come on. Let me see it.
passes. 14
something?
against you.
See something you like? I'm a 20. Sorry, bud.
All right. Okay. It's just gonna very gently place its hand on the side of your armor, and nothing seems to happen initially, but you can just feel the area where it touches growing colder.
I'm okay with cold.
Kismet, you're watching all this go down. What do you want to do?
Okay, well, if he's not reacting to us trying to not murder, death, kill him, can I walk up to him and do a touch attack?
Yeah, if you like.
You're like, yeah, sure, if you want to die painfully. Okay, so I can walk like her, and then do chill touch.
Okay, go for it.
Huh.
A nat 20 is absolutely gonna hit.
Did
And I'm
that
gonna take
just
a drink for that.
happen?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, look at that. This is a-
Nice.
Hit anything?
You do
Yeah,
it
I was gonna say I didn't. That's what I need to concentrate on is just touching them because I can't like. Well, I could, but
like, that says it's a ranged attack.
is it?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. She can do it from where she is.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just letting her know.
All right, so go ahead and roll some damage on that as you kind of conjure this frozen skeletal hand for 16. Wow. 1d8. Oh yeah, okay.
And is he considered undead?
Give me 1 second. So as you're kind of conjure this ghostly hand that just drifts out from your, like, it kind of, the ice forms over your own hand and it continues drifting forward. And as it comes into contact with this child, you know if this is an undead creature, it will sort of slow it down and kind of encumber it, make it more difficult for this thing to act. And as your ghostly hand touches this thing square in the chest, you see all of a sudden it's kind of like flowing, smoky form that hides like this little skeletal body will just, all of a sudden you see creeping ice crystals across the skull of its face and like form along its body as the bones themselves begin to freeze and crack as the mist kind of shrinks into its body. And this thing, you hear the sobbing, the moaning kind of grow louder as this thing is going to be very adversely affected by it, as you can see its movement begin to slow.
I made it sad.
You are a bad mommy.
Well.
All right, so that's a bunch of damage right there. And as she does that, this thing is considerably slowed down. Yes, Kismet hit something. That is awesome.
I'm so excited. I feel like everybody should drink. Like, if you don't have alcohol in your house, go get it.
Yes, everyone get drunk right now. Xantor, what do you want to do while she's attacking this thing?
I'm gonna yell to the party, don't attack it anymore. Let me try something. And I'm gonna wild shape into the shape of the dog that the blacksmith owns.
That's awesome.
You know, wild shape into one of the red dogs?
Yeah. The mastiffs that we carried around on a leash since I've seen them and I know what they look like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do once you've turned into the dog?
I'm going to kind of do like, I'm gonna wild shape into, what is that thing doing? The music's all over the place. Oh my god. Are you purposely like these like psychic attacks to throw us off our game?
They are.
I'm gonna like kind of bark friendly, and I'm gonna kind of sit and howl and wag my tail to see if it gets his attention and helps him remember.
So you're gonna like sit, like, are you gonna be like a distance away, or do you want to walk like right up to this thing?
I'm gonna walk up to it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh, Jesus. Ugh.
Okay.
Sad.
Okay. So you sort of draw a deep breath, and as you let it go, your body shrinks down into one of these sort of large red mastiffs as you kind of go down on all fours, and you very slowly begin walking towards this creature. You take a step forward, and you just sit there at him, and you just kind of like lean in. As this creature is looking around, encumbered by the ice and now surrounded by people. Anything else you want to do before the end of your turn, or is that going to be it?
I'm gonna just keep barking and like roll.
Okay.
Roll. I'm gonna roll on my back and like so my just trying to be a friendly dog. Yeah.
Pet me with your dead hands.
Okay. Okay, cool. So as he's doing that, Lycon, Balin, and Zachnafine are next. You guys, basically, if you'd like, you can take your turn, or you can sort of pass and let you can wait to see if the creature has any reaction to him. It's up to you.
I was just gonna pass.
I'm gonna. Does Balin look still a little winded?
Balin, yeah, he's still a little bit out of it.
I'm gonna reach over and ask for the doll from him.
Okay.
Hand it back.
And then I'm going to slowly make my way over behind the creature, next to Xantor, and I'm gonna kneel down and I'm gonna start rubbing Xantor's belly like I'm playing with a dog.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold out the stuffed animal, and I'm gonna be like, Simon, your father sent us here to bring you home. And I'm gonna, with the doll in hand, I'm gonna kind of point at what
Okay.
I'm going to assume is his corpse, and then I'm just gonna kind of wait there and present the
I'll
dog back.
roll me a persuasion check with advantage. I don't know if he rolled it. There he did. Okay,
He did.
cool.
21.
No, it just hadn't shown up for me. So as you you are all sitting there, sort of watching this, as he sort of places the dog, the stuffed animal, gently down in front of this creature, the small kind of childlike body will turn, like, look at all of you, and then very slowly it will turn to Xantor. Just take one very small step forward and reach out its hand. Xantor, you're kind of sitting there as you see its hand coming closer, very, very slowly.
Now's your chance. Kill this mofo.
Sunbeam.
Dust him.
And if you stay still, it will kind of just place its hand gently on your sort of red dog, like furry dog nose. You feel cold, as if someone is holding ice directly against your skin. As the cold begins to creep slower and up through the snout to your head, you can feel it burning. And as it does, it's going to take another step closer. And with its other hand, it sort of reaches around behind your head and takes another step in and brings both arms around your neck and just sort of embraces you.
Aww.
And as you feel sort of the chilling, biting cold, you struggle to kind of to keep yourself there. You hear that kind of loud, increasing volume of the sobbing of a child, of other voices that are just in pain and grief, floating around your head, amplified in your ears, very, very close. And they get louder and louder as this thing wraps its arms around you until they seem to subside. And for a brief second, you could swear that you hear that kind of echoing child's voice replaced with laughter for a second before the spirit apparates into a cold mist and disappears.
The one time I hit something, it's when I shouldn't have.
Well, I am disappointed.
You're a
I'm
fan.
sorry. I had to take the joy away from you, Ash.
I'm like, the one time I just like ate his face off, you guys are like, nah, it's a kid, Ash. Chill. Kids, whatever.
Well, Lycon has a small soft spot for children because he does have one back at home. So
He just wanted to.
he's
No.
Do I have an empty bag?
Like,
I was just
shut
going to roll him
Assuming
up
so.
in the blank.
I'm not sure I want to roll him up in this blanket.
it. Yeah, that's probably true. No good memories.
I mean, since he is more or less intact, he's just, mummified practically. Just very carefully put him into a bag and.
Okay,
very
I'll put the
carefully-
stuffed dog in there with him.
Yeah, good plan.
All right. So you wanna use the blanket to like scoop up the desiccated body of this child, and
I didn't
That was
wanna
my
use
plan,
this-
but Balin has a better idea. Or a
Well,
different.
I didn't want to use this blanket because this blanket is kind of associated with everything bad that happened to him here.
that's fine.
Even though he was hiding under it.
That's fine.
It was his-
So you wanna just kind of take it in your own like cloth, sack kind of thing.
Basically, yeah. But
Oh
I
my
was
fine.
god, so that guy just like took him and kept him in a well?
gingerly, So
Mhm.
Yuck.
Who has that book with all the crazy writings from before?
The one that you found in here?
I do.
No.
I have it.
Got him? Okay. I'm gonna give him the pages that I picked up earlier, just so he can keep them with that other weird book that has. What's over here with this pile of back?
Where?
Like directly
Oh.
across.
That's just more collapsed tunnel. Like, you can tell that from the structure that it looks like this chamber is probably directly under the one that you came from. So that means there's probably another tunnel continuing in that direction, but it appears to have been caved in. It doesn't look like these hallways and rooms were constructed for this use. It looks like they already sort of existed here.
Okay. We don't see any other than the bone pieces. We don't see like anything like buried remains in the rubble. or
Not that
anything.
you can spot.
Okay.
what's
sad
the
and
name of
awful.
the priest back in the Temple of Desna?
Xantus.
Okay, I was thinking Xantor. I'm like, no, he's with us. Xantus, got it.
I was thinking the same thing. I think we need to send somebody back down here.
Yeah. So perhaps we should grab a few of these carved bones, take them back to Father Xantus, and see if you can figure out what any of this is, and send someone down, as you say, to cleanse this pit.
I'll pick up some of the more unique or intricately carved pieces, the ones that stand out the most, and take them back with me. Or
Okay.
larger pieces.
That's fine.
I'm not going to touch anything in this room.
It's so gross.
All right, so you guys you gently gather up the remains of this small child. You gather up some of the sort of carved bones and the sheafs of paper with the inane scribblings of mad people on them. And I'm assuming you make your way back up to the surface. Okay.
Our job,
Somebody wants to go downstairs. I'm
Yeah, I think
not too
we're
thrilled
good.
with the idea.
All right. So you exit back the hallway. You scale the stairs again, and eventually you make your way back to the chamber with the large wooden statue that you have kind of broken pieces off of, and out through the stairs leading to the island above. So you make your way here. Let me. And eventually, it is well into the nighttime. It's, very, very early in the morning, actually, at this point. As you guys trek back along the beach, you have to sort of wade through the water as the tide has since kind of come in a little bit and obscured your pathway along the junk beach back up to Sandpoint. But you can emerge back, into the town square. Not too, without too much effort. It takes maybe about an hour and a half to get back up onto the surface. And it's nighttime. You have a body with you. What do you want to do?
Totally inconspicuous.
yeah,
What's in the bag, sir? It's a child's body. What?
I think we should probably just go ahead and find the blacksmith house. I'm sure he'd be okay with,
Like,
guys
do the
wanna-
bones look
you
like
guys
they're
go
in
to the
good
bar
condition, or
first?
they're the ones that have carvings all over it?
He's like, the kid is like mummified, right?
The
Okay,
kid, yeah,
okay.
it looks like that his corpse was just sort of left there.
Okay.
He's not
Aw.
going anywhere. We could go to the tavern or something, right? Like for a little bit. Or we got a schedule, right? Okay.
Well, looks a bit-
well, if y'all don't want to go, then I'll take the body from him.
No,
and
yeah,
I'll-
let's go. Because I feel really shitty for like freezing him. And
Oh,
that we
he
froze
forgot
his
we told him.
ghost. He didn't freeze his body.
Yeah.
I just calmed him down so you guys could reach out to him.
Okay, that's what we're calling it.
I
All right.
loosened the lid.
Start this jelly jar for me. Okay, so yeah, I know you said that you wanted to get some blacksmithing work done, and that he's reiterated our agreement to find his son. I mean, if you want to take this back with you to the blacksmiths, obviously, I don't think he'd be upset with you interrupting his sleep for this sake, but I would perhaps not mention. So, can we get that sword done now? But your call.
I did mention that Lycon is a father, by the way.
I'm just saying. I don't know
I'm
that.
not an asshole. I'm not Xantor over there. God.
Ooh.
Did you say Lycon wasn't an asshole? You threw a dead trog at me.
Well, yeah, because
anybody would do that. So,
yeah. I'm not gonna ransom a dude's son's body back. As you know.
Yeah, let's go take him his. I mean, because he'll want to wake up for that.
Yes, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Or we
He'll
can
sleep super well after.
I don't know. He's probably been a little pissed off the last 6 years. How many years was it? It's been a while.
It's been a little while.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was like 7, wasn't it?
The son was 5, as I recall, and then I think it's been about 5 years since then.
Yuck, that really sucks.
Which means that those dogs were probably wee pups when that kid saw them.
Aww.
Anyway, off to the blacksmith's abode.
Assuming we know where it is.
Oh, we know where it is.
Yeah, you've been there before.
Been to his house? Did he actually get out of his house?
It's attached to the blacksmith.
It's attached to it, yeah.
I mean, how much money do you think this guy has?
I don't
so,
know.
so you guys kind of gather yourselves up and make your way over to the Red Dog Smithy in the middle of the night. And as you kind of approach the doorway, you knock on it, or as you're going to knock, you hear sort of the kind of from inside you hear the telltale barking of the 2 large mastiffs as you approach the doorway.
Oh yeah, you're still a dog.
I bark back.
That doesn't do much to calm them down. But because unfortunately you speak as a dog, but you don't actually speak dog. So the you make your way to the front door, and as you see kind of a light, like a lantern, be lit inside. You guys want to just sort of knock on the door?
Yes.
All right. As you do, you knock on the door very, very gingerly, and there's a loud, heavy footsteps just coming down a set of stairs, and then eventually, and the door creaks open, and you see this sort of lumbering figure of Das Corvette, the sort of red mustache that kind of goes down, down his neck, with the lantern sort of hanging right in his face, and he says, "It's late. What do you want?"
Hello.
Oh god.
I'm gonna reach in the bag that we have. Well,
Oh.
Balin, you didn't say you wrapped him up in something other than the other blanket, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He basically made a sack out of his own kind of blanket or something like that.
I'm gonna just reach in, I'm gonna reach in and pull out the wrapped remains of his child, and I'm gonna just kind of look at him and kind of present it to him.
Are you just showing it to him, or are you just kind of handing him?
We're just gonna hurl it at him.
No, I'm saying, like, are you like, look in the bag, or are you actually just handing him the kind of bag, or are you doing
Well,
something
Balin
else?
said that he wrapped something around him before he put him in the bag.
My bedroll.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what we were trying to double check. So it's he's covered. It's not just the mummified remains of his
I got
son.
you. I got you.
But I do want to pull out the stuffed animals kind of on top of the roll. I kind of want to hand it to him so he can see the stuffed animal.
He kind of he's glaring at you, with his trademark glare as he leans in, not really sure what's going on, but as you kind of reach in the sack and pull out this toy and kind of extend it to him, he'll just, you see his expression change as he just reaches out and takes it from you very slowly and kind of. You found him?
We did.
He's just kind of standing there, very, very silent. And then, you are good people. You keep your word. Thank you.
Would you like him to remain here with you, or would you like us to take him to the temple and to the priest?
He'll I'm assuming you're extending sort of the sack that his remains are in. He'll kind of set the lantern on kind of like a hook right near the door frame and just sort of take it from you. This tiny little sort of sack in the, this giant man's hands. He says, I will bury him myself. I wish to spend the night with my son first.
Very well.
He just kind of looks, over at the kind of group of you standing there, not really saying anything. And then he just sort of very slowly steps back and kind of closes the door.
Rest well.
And with that, I'm going to turn and I'm going to go to the bar.
All right. You
Bar
guys,
sounds good.
you guys kind of,
good.
Sounds fantastic.
you guys
It's been
collect
a-
yourselves and you,
Stressful day.
yeah, you collect yourselves, your wits, and you make your way across the town towards the Rusty Dragon. And as you enter, it's very, very bare inside.
Oh, different bear.
No, different one, yeah. It's pretty bare inside. The tavern itself there are people there, but it's fairly late. Most of them have left for the night, and you see Mako is she's just sort of sitting in the corner. Not really. She's not serving anyone. She's not tending to anyone. She just seems to be like she has this piece of paper that's just in her hands that she's just kind of turning over and over.
Balin, you're up. I'm gonna go
I
for
was
it.
just gonna say, in that case, I will walk over. And I presume there's a space near her to sit.
Yeah, you can find one.
And while he's doing that, and my character's getting a drink, I'm gonna also get you one.
All right.
I'll sit down and.
Follower.
Oh, good, a new follower. Can I get any sense of if this is the piece of paper that we have passed on to her? If this is something I have not seen before.
You kind of you kind of look around it. Give me 1 second here. Where are we? And by the way, while I'm doing this, thank you, dragons are cats, for following. Welcome to the madness, my friend. Thank you for joining us. All right, where are we? I have to get my notes out. Can't find it. Okay. You see that there are a few things that are scattered around the table. One of them very distinctly is the letter that you guys delivered. There appear to be a couple books and papers. Some of them appear to be letters. Some of them appear to be legal things. Some of them appear to be, just old family writings, or you're not really sure. She seems to have a few things here that she's been poring over for a while. And she kind of, after it's a few seconds after you sit down, she kind of is kind of not even noticing. She's drifts, her vision kind of drifts. She's, oh, hello, how's it going? I didn't really, wasn't really expecting you to be back. How's everything?
Things are improving. We found the blacksmith's son. His remains, anyway.
Oh, you found Simon Corvett, was it?
Correct.
It's been weighing heavily on his mind for a long time, I can tell.
Well, that is resolved now, so hopefully he can find some semblance of peace as much as a father can. What about you? You seem to be... Is it tax season? What's going on?
She says, "Oh, this, right? Well, it's this letter, you know. I've read it and I've reread it, and some of the things I know what it means, and some of them I don't. And I've been poring over books and letters that my family has sent to try and make sense of it all. And the more I do, the more I can't help but sense there's something out there. My family left something behind, and it's not here in Sandpoint. And I just it's like there's something like I was meant to do. Have you ever felt that?
No. Honestly, no. If I did, it's very recent development, but my purpose was always crystal clear for the longest time. Now I'm without a rudder.
She says, but surely you don't think that your whole life is here in Sandpoint, do you? I mean, I had accepted that it was, but that was because the last time I tried to strike out on my own and live a life of adventure and mystery, people died, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
In my experience, people are going to do that anyway at some point. Whether or not you help that process along, that's a slightly different thing, and that's for you to decide. I have spent a tremendous portion of my life causing people tremendous amounts of pain and physical harm, and I'm trying to make up for that now. But whether that involves me going out and becoming an adventurer, I don't know. Sandpoint is simply the first stop along finding where my path goes. All I'm looking for here is a direction, something, some thread that I can follow to find my way.
She kind of like as she's kind of holding this letter, she kind of like just like wraps it against the table, and then she says, Sandrew's still in town for a little while, but his caravan is leaving sometime soon. He's planning his next trip, and this letter, it seems to, I mean, I'm the only one in my family left. I don't have a brother. I don't have any parents.
What happened to your brother? Last we left him, he was in the...
I mean, he's not...
Well,
he's barely even... You know as well as I tried to reason with him to see if there was any humanity left in him, but he's surrendered all of that.
The man who was your brother is gone, I understand.
He murdered my father. He's dead as far as I can support. And so, does that mean that I stay here in Sandpoint and be the only kaijitsu to keep my family's name alive? Or maybe my destiny is in this place, in Brinewall, where my family seems to have come from, and where something of who they are might still be buried. I mean, my father never talked about where my family came from. He never told us how they came here.
For the limited amount of time that I have known you, You are very unlike any other member of your family I've ever met. So I already do not believe that you are keeping your family's, reputation, whatever, alive. You are your own kaijitsu. You're totally unlike the rest of your family I have known. You keep your family, the family you have, the family that you are to yourself, to this. That is what you keep alive, not the legacy that they have left behind, but the one that you can presently maintain, can carry on. Whether all that remains is, this place, the glassworks, your father's estate across the water over there. If none of those hold any speciality for you, then no, there's nothing here for you. Perhaps you, like me, it's time to move and find another thread, whether you're going with that gorgeous and otherwise utterly will he be taking weapons with him this time? I'm just curious. Never mind, don't answer that.
She says, I think you're right. I'd been thinking about my next step, whether I was going to manage a tavern here for the rest of my life, and I think it's time. I think there's something out there that's calling to me, and I need to find where I came from, where I was meant to be. If Sandrew's setting out, then I think that means I should too. I hardly feel right asking you, because you and your companions, she kind of gestures to the rest of you, which are kind of like across the bar, just sort of, drinking by yourself. Yeah, basically. She says, I mean, I don't assume that you speak for the rest of them, but what if Sandpoint wasn't the only place that you ever helped? What if there was more out there for you as well?
I would only know that by going out and discovering that.
She says, well, if I get started and I get set to board Sandrew's caravan, headed north to Brinewall, I mean, you people, you saved my life. You don't seem to have many ties here. You seem to be looking for something. What if you all came with me? What if we went together?
Oh.
I mean, I can sell. I'd be selling off the glassworks anyway. It's I can pay for the travel and for your services. But also, I mean, whatever's there to find, I'm sure you and your friends could benefit from it as much as I could.
As I said, the Sandpoint is simply the first step along a who knows how long of a journey for me. But personally, eventually, the people that I'm not necessarily hiding from or on the run from, whatever, moving away from, they're eventually going to find what ship I boarded, and they will eventually find that I went to Sandpoint. So staying here is not so much of an option for me. And as you say, I have no ties beyond the fact that I have effectively limitless room and board here, which is very nice. But whoever winds up owning the place next, speaking for myself, I think I could go along. But as for the others, if you are saying that you're going to be paying for their travel, I think it's fair to say that Lycon might be interested. If there's plenty of wine to be had, I'm sure Xantor might be interested. And probably food. If you, wherever you're going in Brine if they have walls there, Kismet can probably hit them.
She kind of puts up her hand. She says, why don't you discuss it with your friends? Just tell them about my offer, and I don't know really when Sandrew is planning on leaving, and I will probably need some time to make preparations to pass on the tavern to someone new, but I'm almost positive that's where I'll be traveling, and really you and your friends have been the best and closest friends that I've had in a long time, and it would mean a lot to me if you traveled with me.
Very well, I will bring it up with them, and whether they want to go or not, I will go with you.
She kind of says, she smiles, gives you the first kind of real, genuine smile you've seen on her face in some time, and she kind of stands up, kind of pulling the books, together with her, and she just kind of looks at you, just beaming, and then she just kind of takes off, just walks, across the tavern to the staircase, apparently leaving behind the letter that you originally found.
That she was originally holding, or that the first letter that we found when...
The one that you found in the sword.
Okay. Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the last message we found.
Basically, yes.
not the first one we found. The first one, I think, was from her brother saying,
"I'm my
sister."
No. The one that you found in the sword, yeah.
Gotcha.
And she makes her way towards her room.
All right, then I will stroll over to my compatriots. That is an interesting development. Our illustrious hostess seems to be feeling that it is time for her to move on and join the caravan headed north to Brinewall. She's offering us, if we wish, the chance to go with her. Or obviously we can stay in Sandpoint, and if we have enough money, we could probably buy this tavern.
I was gonna say who she's gonna leave the tavern with.
That
Try to leave it with the kobold. Just let the kobold know.
But she's giving serious consideration to joining a caravan headed north to Brinewall, which I believe is past the religious building thing that Kismet you came from.
Brinewall, Brinewall is very far to the north.
Right, but it's past.
Yes, way past that.
Way past the Abbey.
Yes.
And
also,
we waved to it on the way.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
But so she's not exactly sure when Sandrew is leaving, but she's intended to join his caravan and said that if we wish to go with her, she would be most happy to have us along.
Is there any specific reason that she's leaving?
She doesn't feel there's much left for her here.
Let's see. Her dad was a dick. Her brother killed her dad. Her family business is in ruins. She found a mysterious letter, or we found a mysterious letter about her family's past.
I'm just gonna keep drinking. I'm gonna go where you guys go. I have no family except for you.
Nor does she, which is kind of the point.
We're not your family. We just let you hang around because you beat kids.
Oh my god.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you, all of you, talk about it amongst yourselves? I am very, very exhausted. I'm going to go to sleep. And Galen goes up to his room.
Legit.
I'm going to stay behind the bar until I drink and pass out.
Legit not sure if Josh was intentionally giving us a tour of where he lives or just couldn't find a table.
I think he needed a sandwich.
That's the
Pretty
perfect.
sure he made a sandwich run.
You guys have no idea. I just made the greatest fucking meal of all time. But
No,
I
it's cool.
was-
We're not in the middle of a stream or anything.
I was right next to it. I was like this far away from it. I was like right next to it. Yeah. So I'm definitely the only way I can sleep is if I keep drinking. So I'm gonna keep that going.
So Balin has kind of made his way to his room. Either leaving you guys if you'd like to continue discussing the issue, you're welcome, or to sort of table it for another time.
I don't know. I think we pretty much are going to make our own individual decisions.
No, I'm going
I'm
with
just
you
going to hang
guys.
out behind the bar.
Going with you guys
Go out.
is your own individual decision.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. I'm gonna snag a bottle of wine and go to my room and lament about how I almost killed a dead child.
Am I invited if I bring the one?
He's like,
How you almost re-killed a child.
I've always had a thing for mages.
An undead
especially
child.
ones that beat on children.
All right.
Actually,
So we'll assume that you guys all kind of eventually find your own rooms. You settle in for the night, and as we kind of arrive. Let me as we arrive, eventually the morning will come.
Oh, tinky tinky.
Yes, I have to go very badly. Thank you.
Okay.
For reminding.
So as you guys, as the morning comes and kind of wakes, the light creeps into your room and wakes you guys all up. You stretch, you kind of gather yourselves downstairs, and what is your plan for today? Yes.
Having rested fully, I no longer have that point of.
Yes, the fatigue is gone. Yeah. The only thing that you guys, I don't think you particularly have anything on your plate, though I will remind you in case you don't remember. We'll say you spot sort of Shalelu near, making her way around or to or from the tavern. You do remember when last you were in town, she had informed you that she had trailed some of the goblins in the hills. And she had found sort of the source, where they had all gathered and where she thinks they were being led from, where there's most likely goblins, kobolds, at least one bugbear named Bruthasmus, and possibly other things. You also know, you might also remember that you essentially were told by this very sort of flamboyant looking, jaunty looking merchant character that his lord, one that he would not name specifically, very much wanted a book that is in your possession and had very little compunction about getting that back. The last bit of information, which may or may not be relevant, was the fact that apparently you learned from from a man in town, a man at the bar, that you saw conversing with Shalelu, that the Tickwood far to the east is the lair of it is a kind of shifting labyrinth of trees that is apparently home to a nasty hag of some sort. And apparently she was responsible for the death of someone very dear to him.
Well, none of us can possibly relate to that. So
I'm gonna. I put my
I
vote.
say we leave a holding ad, so if shit gets real, they can call us and let us know, and we'll come back.
I didn't. You cut out at the beginning of what you said.
Apparently we have
I
cell
say,
phones.
I say, give our forwarding address so that they can crow us or pigeon us if shit gets real, and we'll come back.
Yeah, I say we go with Shalelu,
yeah, just crow us.
Damn it, Shalelu.
the caravan.
That's not Shalelu, dipshit.
it's Sandru, not Shalelu.
Andrew.
Lycon's slightly hungover, so he's very angry and drunk this morning.
And he has a crush on the weaponless guy.
Weaponless guy?
All right. So what is your plan for today?
So are they leaving in
I
the
say we go hag hunting.
Are they leaving today?
She doesn't know exactly.
No,
when,
it's from the information that Balin passed along to you. It would probably take her a little while to actually set up selling her tavern stuff. And Balin, you also got the sense that she probably wanted to give you guys time to do whatever you needed to do, so she could get she probably wanted an answer from you before shoving out the door. That's just a sense that you got. But Sandro, you assume that he probably has been in town for a while, so he could probably leave whenever.
I'll pass that along. Well, obviously that would have been information I passed along.
Yeah. So, what is your what would you guys like to do? Obviously, what's his name? Zaknafine seems pretty enamored with the idea of hunting down an evil hag, which
He's so dark. He's so emo.
as does Kismet, I guess.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So we've got the book dude. Should we be worried about him hunting us down and beating us up for our library books? Santor.
He's the meanest librarian around.
I guess if Xantor's not worried about it, then we shouldn't be worried about it.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Pinky Pete. Okay.
Wait, do we have information as to why he wants this thing? Did we dig into that? Did I miss
No,
that?
it wasn't relayed to you. You only met sort of what appears to have been an emissary that was sent to the auction itself to procure the object. What you can gather from that, and I'll relay this to you because you guys may have forgotten, but what you kind of gathered from that was that whoever was buying the book, obviously since he sent an emissary specifically to that auction looking for that particular book, you get the sense that whoever his lord was, whoever really wants this thing, knew that the wizard had it.
And really wants it.
Like super polite about asking for it.
Well, there was a slightly veiled threat to it, as I recall.
There was a little bit. You don't recall. You didn't gather much. You just got the sense from the emissary who called himself. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher his name. Closer. I can only say that with a Scottish accent. Closer. You got the sense that he believes the book to be his property. And that's basically what he said at the auction.
And he said, "My boss wants it. You don't need to know who that is, and you don't need to know why he wants it. Just that he does."
Rawr.
Man, I'm too curious for that shit.
I know. I really want to know why he wants it.
That sort of thing does not play well with Balin.
So, from a purely, out of character plot standpoint, I think it'd be much better if we left and they came after us later.
It's like hide and seek, yay!
Come and get it, bitches.
Let's see how
We
bad
could
you
burn the
want it.
damn thing and say,
Well,
we don't have Facebook and Snapchat, right? We can't take a snap while we're burning it and be like, dick.
in theory, if they do intend to come after you, it might be wise to put some distance between yourself and the town so that the town is not endangered in the process.
Yeah, we don't really like anybody.
I was
Like,
gonna say
Oh,
we've
no.
proven ourselves such friends of the town.
So, anyway, so what would you guys
Let's
like to
go
do?
find a hag.
You want to
find
go
a
hag hunting?
I'm coining that term, hag hunting.
Hag hunting. Yeah.
All right.
Like
So
2 a.m. in the morning.
as you guys kind of collect your gear and make and venture out into the town, you kind of make your way towards the gates, which is right over by. Let me grab your tokens.
we don't need to give what's her face an answer before we leave.
I'm gonna let her know that we've got a few other tasks to tend to, and
Yeah, no, she was pretty well aware that you had your business, and she probably wouldn't be. It's not like an immediate thing.
gonna
It's
take her a while to
yeah.
find somebody to buy the estate, to buy the glassworks, to buy the thing, and we've got time.
I mean, I think you got the sense that there were people definitely angling for them. It's more, yeah, she needs the paperwork and all that. So as you guys are making your way towards the gates, you see a familiar sort of figure, kind of also, like, he's draped in a like his like a black cloak, travel cloak that has actually been sort of pulled tight, and kind of together, so it's just over one shoulder, and the majority of his back is covered by this tattered but still fairly bright red cape, that bears a very distinct red upside down star, 5-pointed star, and he is, black chainmail. It's dirty and it's covered. It's, he's got a tabard over it, but he looks about as regal as could be in this situation. And he's, again, you remember this man, haggard, kind of black hair, long, kind of scraggly beard, sunken eyes. And he's talking fairly angrily with someone at the gate. There appears to be a guard nearby. As you guys are kind of approaching, sort of in that general area.
Before we do that, on our way out, we wanted to stop by and talk to the priest about.
Yeah, you're in the courtyard, so you can kind of swing right by if you wanted. This is sort of in this area, over here.
Just wanted to swing by and let him know.
Yeah, that's fine. But you guys see this going on. This is just up the street, and the priest is sort of nearby. If you'd like to. If you'd like to stop and talk to him.
Yeah, we just wanted to pop in and talk to the priest.
Yeah, you can kind of grab Father Xanthus' attention. He's sort of standing outside, wishing people well in the morning and kind of ushering people into the church and this and that. And he catches attention. He says, how's it going? I heard that there had been some, the local blacksmith, Mr. Corvert, came by not too long ago. He seemed to request that the plot that he had paid for could finally be filled in. She seemed quite relieved.
Rightly so. Yes.
What's up?
I said rightly so. Yes.
Oh. We managed to recover his son's remains from catacombs, burned out remains of the chopper's house. Is that where we're at? His house? Okay.
Grind the awfulness.
There might be a need for a group of clergy to enter that place and cleanse it. There were definitely some unrestful spirits that need to be set free and buried properly.
Yes, it had been burned down a few years back, I think, but if you say there's more than just the house
underneath it.
Right. We have some clerics, more of the combat type than their order, that just arrived with some of the dispatches. I'll send word along to them. A small bounty should suffice, and we will see that the area is consecrated and purified.
Thank you.
No, of course, absolutely.
Few of those bones that we found with the carving.
Oh, that's right.
This
Yeah.
sort of thing.
He'll kind of take one. He says, "This is Jervis Stute's work. I'd know it anywhere." Now, Jervis Stute, he was the chopper. That was his name.
Oh.
Yes, he was a woodworker in town, a carpenter. You can see his carvings on many of the railings and posts around the town. They haven't been removed before he went a bit mad during all the unpleasantness 5 or 6 years back. It was actually considered quite a bit of good luck and a blessing to have him carve something in one of your railings or posts. Jervis never really asked permission. He just sort of did it when the inspiration struck him. This is definitely his work, though a bit more erratic than and and shoddy than any I've seen, but he was a deranged man.
And the
True.
markings are simply artistic, not, as far as you know, don't mean anything.
No, these don't appear to be consecrated as any sort of unholy symbols of a deity. It seems that perhaps his carving was a way of exercising his own personal demons that perhaps it became not enough to satisfy after some time. I don't know, but no, I don't believe these are actually harmful in any way.
All right. Thank you.
Balin, do you have any qualms about leaving these remains with the with the priest so they may be laid to rest properly?
You need these bones?
They're from one of his victims.
No, that's the part of the whole reason that I brought it along, to show him what it was, and if they're going to go down and cleanse and consecrate the site anyway, I'm sure that whatever remains they find will be properly disposed of as it is. Spiritual is not my domain. I don't know.
Okay, then we'll leave the remains that we pulled from the house with the priest so he can lead to their proper burial.
Thank you for your help. Goodbye.
Yes, of course. As you're having this conversation, the sort of minor altercation that was taking place just up the street, you hear that it's sort of escalated a little bit, and after what was probably some unkind words and maybe a shove here or there, this kind of armored man in his red cloak just comes like stomping across the plaza, back probably away from the gate, and you see him just kind of he's about to sort of get disappear into the crowd of people.
And
This was the demon hunter guy, right?
The Inquisitor, yes.
Yeah, okay.
who is he speaking
Who's this?
You don't know the man. You see there's a guard nearby, and the man appears to be a larger man, heavy set, dressed in sort of like a leather overall kind of setup. You can see some tools kind of on a belt around his waist.
Well, fill in Lycon as to who this guy was.
I don't know anything.
This is the Inquisitor was his name was Gregan. And he's an older man. He was an Inquisitor of Asmodeus, which is the basically the devil, lord of contracts and law. And he had come here many years ago from a country called Cheliax. He had arrived in Sandpoint to sort of preach the gospel of Asmodeus, and in the process, he had apparently met a woman, and they got married, and then she died. She was murdered by something, a hag a green hag that he claimed lived in the woods. And he apparently has been spending his years, his money, all that since then, hunting this hag without any luck.
Cool. Okay.
He didn't like Muffy very much either.
I don't think they didn't have much conversation.
Didn't he insinuate that he wouldn't necessarily abide a Muffy type?
Possibly. It's I maybe I don't recall that exact conversation, but it's certainly possible. Anyway, but he's you can talk to him. He seems to about be ready to be lost in the crowd as you guys were sort of headed out of town. Did you want to talk to him? Did you want to talk to the people he was talking to, or did you have somewhere else you wanted to go in your sort of hunt for his hag?
I want to lean over and talk to one of the people he was yelling at, and just kind of ask them what the
One hell of a lean.
if there was an issue.
Yeah, you can.
Are we near them?
you can walk over. It's not that far away. And you kind of approach this man. The man is kind of like scratching his head and talking to the guard, and the guard says, says, it's strange. This man was trying to pay little bit of coin for a traveler, for a guide to take him through the Tickwood. Seemed insistent on finding some kind of dangerous creature out there. I told him it was too far out of my way, that it cost too much coin, and I wasn't really interested in getting involved in anything dangerous, and he didn't take kindly to it.
Why would he need a guide?
It's not the safest wood to travel in. There's rumors abound. People in the area say that some things not nice, evil things lurk within the trees. Lots of people are scared of going near it.
Thank you. I want to run up back to the guides and ask them if they want to go with scary Slayer dude to kill a hag.
So does Zach and this like crazy guy have like a repertoire going on, since they're both like paladin demon killy thingies?
I know, that would be awesome, right? You've got like the smart ass bad paladin and then the smart ass bad paladin, and
Yeah,
I'm just asking, like,
but I'm the handsome one.
he's like over here flex. He's like raw guns.
like would we have a reason to, you know, try to get these guides to help this guy? Like, because I'm coming on the ass end of this.
I don't know.
I feel like
if
we
you have
actually
a
be taking
reason
lead on
other than
this.
I
If he's the
really
one that
wanna
wants to go
kill
kill
a
this hag
hag.
in the first place.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole reason I came to town, was to get information, and she might have information, or we might just kill her, and then I
The
could.
hag?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys have anything to say about it, yeah. You know, chop, chop, stab, stab, ask questions later.
So what do you guys want to do?
Actual 20 on the child demon.
Well, I mean, it's up to them. I would love to go stabby the witchy lady that might have killed my parents, but if that puts us in conflict with
What
leaving,
if she is your parents?
maybe she has better aim.
You better hope not if we're going to kill her.
I'm cool with going to the Tickwood and killing the hag.
Yay!
And then as she dies, she reaches down.
Okay.
Whispers in here. I'm your
Okay, so I'm confused. There's this other person looking for the hag too?
That's how they sort of so Kismet is not looking for any specific hag. She doesn't know much about well, I mean, she could probably explain it, but she doesn't know much about her parentage. She was raised alone in a monastery, and I guess you can explain it if you'd like.
Okay, I can't remember. Was it my mom or dad?
It was your mother.
Don't worry about it.
He's like, whatever. Okay.
I don't care.
Basically, she's
Dad is missing.
she's convinced that her mother was murdered by something, and her father left, gave her up for adoption, and
So he could go avenge her.
yeah, something like that.
I would have just dumped you because you're you. I mean,
You're gonna make such a good dad.
So you guys, I mean, he's kind of like pushing his way through the crowd. So if you want to go out with him, you'd have to catch him, or you could attempt to set out on your own. You could.
Is that the Inquisitor guy that we're talking about?
What's up?
Who are we talking about that's going through the crowd? I'm sorry.
The Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there was the Inquisitor, and that's the one I was asking about. So he's trying to find this hag too.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to find some kind of green hag that lives in the Tickwood. Kismet, I think you're convinced that your mother was taken by a witch or something like that.
Oh yeah, maybe that was it.
Doesn't really matter. But
Let's go, dude. I mean, do we just want to roll on our own?
Before this Inquisitor gets too far away, Valen's gonna just let out this very loud, shrill, whistle
okay.
in that guy's direction.
You
A
guys.
lot of people will stop. We'll kind of stop and look, and he just kind of like very among them. There's just a bunch of people staring at you. It's a lot of people like. Like a lot of people are just looking around, very
They're just
confused.
pointing directly at the Inquisitor.
Hey,
The high
you.
fantasy Neo-looking dude.
He kind of pulls his cloak down around him and takes a few steps over. He says, "You again? What do you need?"
He likes us.
All I
He probably
really
tried
need
to stab his
was-
child.
from you was an answer. We were just talking to this person here. Apparently, you're still seeking the death of this hag in the Tickwood. I think we have all just agreed that we're going that way. So if you want to come with us, you're welcome to, or you can continue to fuck off. I don't really care. But if you're going to come with us, you take this little shit ass attitude that you have and you can leave it in whatever building here you care, but I don't care. So you can either come with us and be a nice person, or you can stay here and fuck the hell off. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's fucking damn right.
He kind of leans back a little bit, you know, stretching himself up to his full height. And even though he's older, he is like, you get the sense that he definitely has, you know, martial training and he is confident in himself. He says, "Do you know anything of where you're going? Do you know the trails? Do you know what you're looking for? Have you
Not a clue.
Not yet.
And what makes you think you're a better hunter than any of the people that I've gone in with?"
We don't
Argue.
think we're better. We're just going, and we heard that you wanted people to go with, so we're a big group.
Are the
Like,
guides still standing around?
The woodsman is kind of he's kind of wandered off, but the Balin, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, or an intimidation if you'd like.
It's like, would you look at me? Would you rather have me on your team, or would you rather not? I'm a big paladin knight, fucking destruction.
I don't know. He might hate your deity. He might stab you in the face a second. you get out.
Intimidation.
Well, you fucking try.
Either intimidation or persuasion, whatever you'd like to use.
We'll go with intimidation.
Okay,
Can he persuasively intimidate him?
that's sort of the goal here. All right.
9. With my +3. Yeah, that worked well. How long does inspiration carry over? 'Cause I still have it marked.
I'll
from-
let you use it.
Which is
1d8.
28. Okay. So we will add a D8. Please.
A nat 8. Come on.
So whatever that is, 16.
16. He kind of he looks like he's about to say something, you know, before you just kind of you put on your best sort of mean mug, and you kind of like lean in as you kind of punctuate each word, and then he looks like he's about to say something, but he kind of relaxes a little bit. He says, "For reasons I can't understand, this forest thwarts my hunt. Many times I've cut my way through those trees, only to be turned around back where I came, somewhere different. The people in the area speak of a dangerous creature that lurks among them, and I've seen this creature. It mocks me. But I can only assume if you and I travel together, things will not be much different. If you think that's not a hindrance to you, and you're serious about cutting through to the heart of this forest, then we can travel."
I don't think perhaps that burning it down would be that good of an idea while we are traveling with a druid. However, we are traveling with a druid. Perhaps that might give us some advantages, but...
All right, everybody hit pause and stay right here so we don't, lose any
Yeah.
to get eaten by the trees.
So he's just kind of he says, "Will you travel?"
I'm for it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's literally what we just came and grabbed you for, dude.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything this afternoon.
He says, "Very well. Do you need time to gather your supplies, or are you ready to make trail?"
Yeah, we just kind of wing it.
How is everybody on healing potions? Because that's coming handy.
I think I've actually used one.
Got a greater healing.
What's up, Skagga? How you doing, man?
I do need to replace my bedroll, but that'll take 3 minutes. So.
All right. So we'll say you guys can spend like 30 minutes. Did you want to actually buy any healing potions or no?
I
Those are
want
good.
to have more than one on hand. Yeah.
That's my question. Would you like to
Yeah.
go buy one at the general? You can whip down to this store nearby. It's just 50 gold for a healing potion.
I don't even know how much gold I have.
Well, that's probably a thing that you should keep track of because things cost
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I don't think we were. I don't remember
I
ever
thought,
actually.
I thought we were balling out.
I have 264 gold and 94 silver. So
How did you figure that out?
Yeah.
I've been keeping track of it.
Oh, me
I don't
too.
remember ever getting like specific numbers. We just find like piles of shit.
Yeah, there's like, here's some shiny
Yeah.
stuff.
Even like right in the beginning, we found a buttload of gems.
Yeah,
And
we left 90% of that in the fucking cave.
I mean, you might have.
Would
Yeah,
you
I
like?
remember.
Would
I'm
you like
good.
to? Would you like to loan her enough money to buy a potion?
A potion? No, I'll give her 100 gold so she can get 2.
He's like, she needs.
Still got that box of gems. If anybody ever wants to do anything with those, by the way. Just FYI.
All right. So we'll say for now you can grab 2 healing potions. It's 100 gold. Those are 2 regular cure potions, 2d4 plus change. And eventually you guys will kind of suit up. You will grab your camping gear, and as you make your way towards the gate, you see Gregan is kind of outfitted with his traveling cloak again, pulled tightly around him, and he looks he looks like he is ready to go. He doesn't really say a whole lot. He just kind of, once you guys are at the gate, he just kind of hoists his pack and says, "We'll be on foot most of the day." And then he just
No
begins
shit.
walking.
How do you know where to walk?
And do we want to rent a donkey or? Hey, can Xantor turn into like a pack animal?
Did he turn into an ass?
He can, but he would only be able to hold that form for about 2 hours. So
I mean,
So as you guys travel outside of you begin walking outside of Sandpoint. You pass, this is gonna take the majority of the day, and it's, the sun is shining outside. The birds are flying through the air as you travel along the Lost Coast Road. It's fairly easy travel as you make your way, and I mean, you stop periodically, you break for water, you have a small kind of lunch of rations. As you continue down the road, you pass carts going this way and that way, some out to the farmlands beyond the Devil's Platter, some back to Sandpoint, some coming from Sandpoint. And eventually as the sun is setting in the afternoon, early evening, you are coming to this wide range. You can see this forest stretches up towards the mountains that kind of rise along the coast. They're not huge mountains, they're fairly low, but this forest kind of covers the base of most of them and rolls on for miles and miles. And as you're approaching it, you kind of sense the tension in the air as Gregan, your traveling mate, grows more and more anxious. Eventually you will sort of arrive at the border of the Tickwood. It's dense. The trees are not like your average sort of straight oak or pine. They seem to kind of be slightly warped, curved. They kind of go at lace through each other at odd directions. The canopy is thick and dark. As he begins sort of making his way through a small trail. You can see there's actually a small trail that leads from the road into the forest, and as he sort of stops in front of it, he says, "This is where we begin blazing our trail."
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna pat him on the arm and be like, "Don't worry about it. Other than the druid occasionally bleeding everywhere, we got this."
Of course, if you pluck a piece of fruit and one of the trees smacks your hand and says, "Hey, how would you like it if somebody picked an apple off of you?"
Oh my god.
I'll be like, "Hello, do I have a lot of them or only have one?" Depends.
All right. So you guys want to?
Like, all right.
No, I'm reading a bunch of different things. I tend to not react because I'm not paying. I'm paying attention to like 100 things. Jokes tend to go over your head when you have like 50 things you have to pay attention to. So the as this is happening, he just kind of like, you know, he just kind of begins sort of pushing his way into the forest. I'm assuming you guys have no real compunction about following him directly in.
No, he's probably leading us right there so the hag can eat us. But
I mean, has he been in the Tickwood before?
Yeah, I mean, from what he said,
Okay.
he's traveled here a few times.
Okay. I mean, I guess he knows where he wants to go, and we agreed to come with him, so.
I mean, he doesn't appear to be following a trail directly. He's more just sort of cutting his way through the underbrush, you know, just sort of punching straight into the forest.
I've got an axe. I'll go right along with him.
Okay.
Now, would this be like a perception type check or a survival type check to, you know,
What are you looking for?
any of this is, you know, useful or, you know, are they going the right
Give me
direction? Does it look like they're being, you know?
Can I ask him if he? I'm gonna ask him if he knows if he has a. Do you have a path that you're heading toward? Do you know where you're wanting to go? Or you're just.
Give me 1 second. He says, I can lead best as I can to where I first saw the creature, where my wife died. But
Looking for the hag.
That's it, right?
Does Zach's little crow pet, does Zach need to know where the person is? Or can he just tell it to find a specific person?
it does. It's not just gonna be able to find someone that he's never seen before.
And also, this thing does not really like to communicate well with me.
If you'd like to, I mean, if you'd like to help navigate, you're definitely welcome to either roll a perception or survival check.
Yeah, I figured doing something because, you know,
Go for it.
one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Does it matter which one?
Whichever you choose. One or the other.
whichever you greater scoring.
Take care,
That's
Skagit.
what I was...
Oh, nat 20.
Drink, Mr. DM.
I got a beer I can finish.
Okay. While you're doing that, can I turn to Xantor and say, "Stay sharp."
So Xantor, or Lycon, as you're kind of, you know, you get a little bit low beneath the trees and you kind of peer through the branches. What exactly are you looking for? Looking for signs, tracks, markings.
I mean, there's people who travel the woods, so they're obviously using something to make it through these woods back to the points they need to.
You get the sense that this wood probably isn't very heavily traveled. It's, you know, there is a faint path, and you can actually definitely make out a very, very faint path that sort of leads in a different direction than where he is actually. Like, he's actually off a little distance from you, kind of cutting his way through some underbrush, just, you know, charging through the forest. You actually notice there seems to be a very, very faint path leading in another direction. Not much, but it looks like it's been traveled a few times by a few different feet.
Yeah, what was the dude's name? Gregor?
Gregan. Gregan.
I'm gonna glance over for Balin and Gregan and kind of, Gregan, take a look at this. I'll call them over to.
He'll kind of walk over and just get down and, you know, very, very close to the path and kind of dust it with his fingers, and he says, I've talked to a few people in the area, the farmers, the locals. They claim that the hag, this creature, is evil, vile, consumes men and women alike, but apparently creates potions and poultices that can cure any ailments they have. And when people get desperate enough, they venture into the wood, seeking the creature out. Whether they come back or not, I don't know. But this might be one of the ways they've traveled.
Well, if we're looking for the hag, we might want to check this out.
I agree.
All right. Lead on, my axe-wielding fellows.
Alright. You guys push deeper and deeper into the forest, and Lycon, you kind of are able to keep sort of an eagle eye on this path. However, you notice that the other people in the group seem to be slowly deviating, almost as if like it's very strange. Like you kind of at one point you look back, and where you expected to see kind of brush that you cut around you and a path that you guys have sort of traveled through, there's just like a tree like right there. And you kind of turn around. The path still seems to be under your feet, but you look around, you see a fallen log that you don't remember seeing a second ago. You turn your head because you have the most keen eyes in here, and you think you see like something kind of bright red or like multiple things rushing through the underbrush a little distance away. You hear kind of tittering squeaks and kind of chirping laughter coming from another side.
Good.
And I hear this, but does anybody else seem to react to any of that?
They all hear it kind of scattershot, like here and there. They're not as perceptive at the moment.
Okay. I'm going to take point then, and I'm going to get them to line up directly on me and just tell them to follow me. And they can keep hacking away as I kind of swim through the brush.
You kind of push your way deeper and deeper, and eventually, I need everyone to roll me a perception check, please. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 5. So,
Hey, Cap.
Balin, Lycon, and Zachnafine, you guys along with Gregan are all like, you're doing your absolute best to stay like, literally you're like, how I've got to be like, this person is in front of me, I could just reach out and put my hand on their shoulder, but you know, things just every so often, like your foot will stumble on a rock and it'll just kind of cause your vision to jerk away, and when you look back up, it looks like the person that you were following is like 50 feet ahead of you, you know, trees and brush between you and them, as you're not like, it's just, no matter how hard you, and even when you keep walking to them, no matter how hard you try, it's like like as soon as something catches your attention or your eye turns or a tree passes in front of you, you lose sight of whoever you're trying to follow. Xantor, Kismet, and well, it's pretty much Xantor and Kismet, you guys are able to sort of stick together as a group. You guys are able to kind of keep sight on each other, but the rest of your group seems to be slowly drifting away. Every time you look back, you can hear them kind of rustling and like running through the brush to try and get back to you, but they always seem to be getting slightly farther away or moving or kind of around you. You guys, however, stumble into what appears to be a clearing. You weren't seeing it up ahead. It wasn't like right in front of you, but you stumble into what appears to be a clearing, and as soon as you do, you don't really see your companions around you anymore. You're not really sure where they are. They should be able to find this place, but they're not nearby. And you see at the far end of this clearing, there just seems to be a like two kind of sticks that sort of sit between trees that are kind of tangled together, creating what appears to be like a dark, shaded passageway. And these two sticks just seem to be hung with various sort of little bone and feather fetish charms and things like that. And as you step towards him, you just... the wind just seems to pick up, rustling these charms and bones and chimes jingling as this cold blast of wind hits you as you're staring down this pathway. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Come on.
So that is it, guys. That is where we're going to hang it up for tonight, because we have to save some mystery for next time. But don't go running off just yet, because we have some announcements to go through and some stuff to do. And, of course, we're going to raid one of our friends. We're going to pass the D&D love along. But let's, before we do that, let's, of course, put on some cool music. Not the Witchwood music. We don't want that anymore, because we don't need the spooky. We want the really cool fantasy music. Like that. Yeah, that sounds really cool. So why don't we go ahead and talk to our players. Tell us what you thought about tonight's session and a little bit about yourself and, you know, any hooks and plugs where people can find you on the internet and who you are and what you get up to. And we'll start, of course, with Balin, a.k.a. Trendane.
Oh. Yeah, Transmarks. Professional voice actor, which, for those of you who play mobile games, there's one that just came out. It's a port of Lords of the Fallen. It ported over to iOS and Android, and myself and George Ledoux and several other voice actors did a lot of the voice work in that game. So if you buy that and play it, you'll probably hear quite a bit of me just rah 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 and doing.
That's awesome.
Did you actually do any real lines, or were you just monster noises?
It was real lines and stuff. Mostly the monsters, but I think I did part of one of the heroes' speeches. I think. I don't know if it actually got used by the end, but it was a lot of fun. We recorded it like 5 months ago, so I don't really remember that much about it. But yeah, it's finally out. It came out last week. So
awesome, man. Any thoughts on tonight?
Tonight, I really enjoyed tonight. I'm really happy that I think we all kind of achieved a sort of synergy when dealing with that horrible child. It wasn't that horrible.
It was awful.
It was great. I really enjoyed that part. When the kid started wrapping his hands around his head, I was like, oh god, no, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him. Oh god, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, always ambiguous right up until the end.
Yeah. So that was really, since Balin doesn't like disrespectful people, I was certain that Gregor and he were just gonna fucking get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the sense that he's probably met a lot of people who don't take well to his attitude. So he probably doesn't get in as many fights as he used to. He's an older man, so awesome. Let me go ahead and shout one. That's where you can find all the links to Mr. Trendane's social media and all that good stuff. Go hang out with him. He's a cool guy. Next we got
lying to you.
How's it going, Chris? What about you? Any thoughts on tonight? What you get up to on the internet?
It was fun. I did enjoy the eventual resolution of that whole scenario at the beginning. It took me a minute. It's been a while. It's been like almost a month since we played this. I had to get back into things. but I did enjoy the way that ended. And as far as internets, not a whole lot. Last couple, we had some scheduling conflicts as far as
you having internet.
But and internet going out and work, and all kinds of other crap. But we are trying to get our streaming stuff down. It's just a little bit spotty, so I ask that anybody who is joining on occasion bear with us. We are going to get a better schedule soon, just house building and jobs and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. And next to him to pick up where he left off is Adam. who doesn't know we're talking about him yet.
I know you're talking about me. I'm listening. I was listening the whole time. I'm always listening. I enjoyed it. I was terrified when I was like, I'm gonna play dog, and then I was like, what if this is a spirit that doesn't even remember, or it's not even a boy, and I've made an awful mistake. and then I was like, and then I was like, and then he's like describing it's cold, and I'm like, this is the worst way to die.
Oh, wait. I was totally waiting for him to snap at me.
So, yeah, that would have sucked. Yeah, it was cool. As Chris had described on the other half of our streaming, as of late, we have not really been. Although, now that I think about it, Chris, we probably should have broadcasted the GTA stuff. We've been not doing. I haven't been streaming much on the PC. I had a graphical issue with my video card, so when I run the broadcasting stuff, my card runs hot and causes my machine to crash. So, and with Chris kind of dealing with his new house stuff, it's been on the low, but we did discover like a whole bunch of like survival games that we're probably going to start broadcasting again for everybody. So yeah, just bear with us. We got a whole lot of new fun stuff planned for you guys, and that's about it. A lot of work stuff's keeping me busy, so yeah.
Awesome. Their social media is in chat, so you should definitely go hit that up and show them some love. Next to them, we've got Ashley. What about you?
I gotta say, I have missed streaming this with you guys. This is this is fun, and I was really stoked about my Nat 20 until everybody made me feel awful.
as they always
I've
will.
never been so excited to hit a child in my entire life.
I don't know why no one clipped any or quoted anything about Ashley beating a child or hitting a child. No, killing a child. No.
Thanks
I'm disappointed in you guys in chat.
I said she was a bad mommy. I did.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Bad mommy. But I stream on Two Dorks Two TV. We stream pretty much every night except
Two
Saturday.
Dorks, Two TV.
Two Dorks TV. Did I stutter?
I don't know. You said Two Dorks, Two TV, like Too Fast, Too
Two
Furious.
Dorks, Two TV. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. We're making a comeback.
That's the sequel.
But yeah, we do fun stuff. Come hang.
Awesome. And last but not least, the man who has been absent but not forgotten. He's back from being dead. We resurrected him. Josh.
Yo, what's happening? Yeah, so I've just over the last couple months been super busy and moving countries and moving houses and moving jobs and didn't have internet and blah blah blah, every excuse in the world. But now I'm back. I'm very happy to be back. This was super fun. I'm really sad that we only got to fight one thing, and I ended up being useless that whole fight.
My job.
The last few fights that we've had, I've just been like just a tank rolling in ready to destroy shit and just haven't done anything. The last few fights, at least that I participated in, I like missed I don't know what's wrong. We need to like focus and really work on my swing, I guess. But I haven't been making new videos because my computer, my heavy duty computer is still back in my last house. I have to go back and get that soon. But I did start streaming recently, and I've been playing a lot of new games. We've been doing a lot of ROMs. We just played what is that called? Earthbound. Is that what we were playing? Yeah, Mother. And we have been working on an 8-bit music album, kind of like a chiptune album that we're hopefully going to be shopping to a few game developers. So that's basically what we've been working on the last couple months that I haven't been able to play games or do anything like that. But anyways, super fun. Very happy to be back.
Awesome. Yes, go check out all of these people. Their links and stuff are in chat. Of course, my name is Askren. I'm your host and Dungeon Master here. You can find me online, !social. That will give you the Twitter where you can keep up with everything about Exploding Dice. this is not our only campaign. We have 2 live actual play campaigns here on the channel. We have this one every Sunday, and every Saturday we have The Writhing Moon. It is our open legend horror campaign, and it's been going fantastically. I love doing it. It's a great time. And I promised, if you guys are here for the first time, I promised I would go over this. We've got a giveaway going on right now. It's just ! Giveaway in chat, where you can enter to win a brand new D&D player's handbook. So you can either learn to play, or you can have your own book, or you can just have one to share with your group. But I just got sent these really awesome dice vaults from Wormwood Gaming. As you can see, there's their logo right there. And they sent me these fantastic, like, magnetized dice vaults. I've got 4 of them here. And we're going to be giving them away. Not tonight, because I still have to work out exactly how and when. But I promise you, these will be coming to you guys soon. We're doing all kinds of giveaways coming to the channel. Other companies, I hope, are sending us stuff to also give away. We've got theme songs coming. I have theme songs for both shows that are coming to the channel very soon. We will be able to preview those in a couple weeks, and we have a lot of cool Patreon stuff. Also, the YouTube is getting an upgrade. Everything around here is getting overhauled, and that's all because of you guys and your support and making this stuff happen. So seriously, thank you guys. Yes, that is a Writhing Moon quote. I really don't have a lot to say other than that. I had a grand time. Thank you guys for... Yes. I don't...
Again, thanks and congratulations to Axel for becoming our mod.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yes, and also thank you to Low505 for following. Welcome to the madness, my friend. Thank you for joining us. And yes, thank you to Firebringer for being an awesome mod and helping us out so much. He deserves it. Tomorrow, you can come hang out with me. I'll be doing Askren's Map Monday. It's here at 8 p.m. Eastern, where I just hang out and we listen to music, and I teach you how to make D&D battle maps in Photoshop. So you should come hang out and have a good time. We're currently making the Grayskull Keep map from Critical Role. It's a full-scale battle map with all kinds of details and fun stuff. So absolutely come check that out. I don't think we have anything else. A big thanks for my players. We, of course, are going to go on an epic raid, and it looks like my friend, Mythomatic, is streaming Curse of Strahd directly from the Complete Strategist, which is a hobby store in Brooklyn. So we're gonna go show him some love. So there's the raid Mythomatic. He is an awesome, if you've never met him, he's a voice actor, he's a roleplay streamer, and he plays D&D with me sometimes. So there is the link. Go ahead and rate him, show him some love. We will see you tomorrow for Map Monday, and then later in the week for some Writhing Moon. As always, don't let Dice Thule get his tentacles on you, because you might re-kill a child. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.